Mamelodi Sundowns to now try and show their couple of as well. But it starts with
Okay. I think we are live right now. Let's see. Let me just make sure that everything is fine and that everybody can hear me. Welcome, everybody to the Overthinking Football Show. This, of course, is the show where we talk football, but on special occasions where we have games, we are back with the watch-alongs. Hey, it's been so long without PSL football, but we are back. We are here. I am here. We're going to be talking this game, which is Mamelodi Sundowns versus Polokwane City in the MTN 8. So welcome everybody, welcome. Okay, let me just make sure that we are good and live and that everything is running. Okay, so we've got Mamelodi Sundowns versus Polokwane City. 1 minute and it is 0-0. So let's just talk a little bit about this game. So Mamelodi Sundowns comes into this game having won 2 of their last 5 games, lost 2 and drawn 1. Their last game out was versus Al Hilal, a 2-1 win for Mamelodi Sundowns in their preseasons. Here they come. Oh, Tash. Tash. Why are you waiting for it to bounce? Anyway, their starting lineup is Onyango in goal. You have Libusa Mokwena, Kutsema Sheikho Modau, Mudiba, Alenda Ribeiro, Matthews and Shalulile as the starting lineup for Mamelodi Sundowns. Then on Polokwane City side, you have Sapunga, Nkwe, Nkaki, Nikani, Matuludi, Kambala, Mapangule, Alexander Dlamini, Ramabu, and Chauke. We have a corner for Mamelodi Sundowns. Polokwane City, the last time we saw them out, since we weren't privy to those games that they played in preseason, we saw them on the 25th of May with a 1-0 win versus TS Galaxy. Polokwane City, of course, finished 8th last season with a total tally of 39 points, and Mamelodi Sundowns finished number 1 from their 30 games, and they are 34 points. They finished 34 points ahead of Polokwane City with 73 points. So it should be a very interesting game to see how far Polokwane City has come versus Mamelodi Sundowns and how much of a difference it makes that Coach Rulani is gone. The last 5 games that these teams have played, Mamelodi Sundowns has won 4 of them, and there's been 1 draw. The last game out was on the 30th of December, where Polokwane City drew 0-0 with Mamelodi Sundowns. I think it was one of the few times that Mamelodi Sundowns actually dropped points last season. It was one of the first ones, with Cape Town City, I believe, being the first one. So, Arabone, what these guys have for us, and let's see how this game is going to end up. They are fighting for a spot in the semis, and Coach Pitso Mosimane will be looking for something here. He did say before the game started, he did mention that they're going to try and play it safe for 15 minutes. So the first 15 minutes, they're going to sit back, see how the game comes at them. They understand that Coach Mangoba likes width, that Coach Mangoba likes to attack. So they're going to sit back for a little bit and see how the game plays out. Then you'll start seeing them play. I don't know if you want to offer that much information before a game starts, but yeah, that is what he wanted to say. And then, of course, we have Coach Mangoba, guys. Yeah, Mangoba Paul. We're going to see how that's going to play out. He said himself that he's a very attacking coach. He wants his teams to be vicious and fast in attack. He wants to see quick build-ups. He doesn't want to see 1,000 passes. He seems, for all intents and purposes, like he's going to be killing the chameleon, rulani, and playing more of a flowing game. But we still have to see whether that's going to be the case or not. Here they come. Is that Tash again? Tash. Twice now, the ball has gotten into the box. The first time, it was more to the left-hand side of the attack, where he let the ball bounce and didn't take advantage of it. Here, the ball is headed straight up by a defender, and he just can't make contact with it. For those who are not watching it live, let me see what you guys are saying. Oh, Fandenom. Hey, your team's back. Guys, feel free to comment. As you know, for those who are joining me maybe for the first time, at halftime, I'm going to open up the lines. and you'll be able to jump in and we can have conversations about what we are seeing in the game. You can tell me what your thoughts are. And if we can get to, let's say, 15,000 likes, tapping the screen. It's free, tap the screen. If we can get to 15,000, I keep it open second half, and you can jump in and have conversations with me throughout the second half. But we're 5 minutes in. It is still 0-0. I still want to see this Mangoba ball, guys. I still want to see what Sundowns is going to change to. In the previous, the regime, Chameleon football, Mamelodi Sundowns was a team that loved possession. They loved overloading in certain spaces, especially in the midfield, and they took their time with teams. Often you'd see them win 1-0, basically scoring, then managing the game. Now, oh, hey, that was very naughty. Ribeiro, jersey number 10. Now, Mangoba has promised us a much faster game. So one of the trademarks of Rulani's football was that you would have defenders that would be playing like midfielders. You'd cheat by having more players on the pitch. So you'd allow Mudiba to go inside and become a midfielder, inverting from the left. You'd allow Kutsia to play as a libero, coming from the defense, going into midfield. And you'd have Mokwena not necessarily playing the ball, but being more of the guy who does the dirty work for that midfield, to allow Allende to play off of him and to give Tembazwane less work as the number 10, not having him drop back. We saw the effects of losing Mokwena in the Chameleon, how that hurt Mamelodi Sundowns for long stretches of the game, long stretches of the season when they didn't have him there. So it's going to be interesting to see what Mangoba does with this. I believe Aubrey is becoming a proper midfielder. He's just making him a midfielder. And he's looking to go very wide. That's why we're seeing guys like Boteshrik Matthews in the center, well, on the left-hand side. So let's see how that plays out. I just want to see. Agent says he's shaking. Why are you shaking, Agent?
Oh, kakasel. What kakasel? Why are you kakaseling, my brother? Relax.
Don't kakasel, my brother. Relax. Ochi says, chill, you'll see it, but it won't be different from last season. Are you sure, Fandanom? Are you sure? Like Mangoba was speaking as somebody who didn't want, Mangoba was speaking as a coach who didn't want that play. He didn't want to play that way that people were playing last time. So let's see. Tell him, Fandanom, man. You mustn't shake, man. Don't shake. Happy to see the 56 fans, says Agent. Okay, I forgot. Guys, what are the bet slips?
The game has changed today. There's betting, there's all these people are emotional.
What do the bet slips look like, guys? How are you guys betting this game? Is it a straight win for Mamelodi Sundowns? How many goals are you giving to Sundowns? Please let me know there in the comments. Oh, Onyango. Oh, Onyango playing like Williams. Guys, when are we going to see Jody February, the goalkeeper man who's been on the bench forever? When are we going to see him? If he's being benched by Onyango right now, and Onyango can't necessarily play the ball from the back. He's not a keeper who's very comfortable with the ball at his feet. If I was Polokwane City, I'd have somebody pressing the whole time. Polokwane City are playing a 4-3-2-1. Mamelodi Sundowns have chosen to play a 3-4-3. Very interesting the positions that the players are picking up. Like right now, Mokwena's picking up a wide left position. I can say about Mangoba Paul. Look at where Mokwena is. And where they're dropping back to. No, it looks fluid. Okay, I'll give them that. It looks fluid. It looks like the players are being given license to pick up different positions in attack. Mara, I can't see the system right now. Tash has been playing like a liability so far. Almost gets an assist there. Let me see. Mohumi says straight win over 2.5. Okay, straight win over 2.5. We'll see. Remember when Rulani was starting, it was a combination of his and Mangoba style, says Fandenom. I hear you, Fandenom, but I think the problem with Rulani's chameleon is that it stopped chameleoning later on in the season. So later on in the season, he became very predictable. The nice thing about what he was doing early in the season when they accumulated all those points was that you weren't quite sure how they were going to attack you. You weren't quite sure how they were going to attack you, right? There was a lot of movements being made, but then once we started seeing the patterns, realizing that Mamelodi Sundowns was holding the ball a little bit too much, knowing that they're not going to be as dangerous as Mamelodi Sundowns teams of old, but they'll just get their one goal and move on. Teams started being, started doing the low block and just basically waiting. Mamelodi Sundowns, there came a point in the season where they weren't winning via, playing the other team off the pitch. They couldn't deal with how Mamelodi Sundowns was playing. They were winning by the last 10, 15 minutes, just flurrying, pushing players forward, putting in as many attacking players as you can, and to be fair, stealing wins. Stealing wins from the other teams would make a mistake and they'd be broken that way. So I don't know how much of that Manqoba is going to take on from his predecessor. I think one of the key things that Sundowns did when they brought in Manqoba, how I've always thought about it, I think Pitso realized that as much as he's a manager of the game and he wants to win and he's got the psychological stuff down, he needed somebody with him who could play the ball. Manqoba came from a team whose name tells you everything to do with the team. Bafana West End, right? So to supplement the Shushan and piano parts, that's what Manqoba was brought into. Very entertaining football, very attacking football, players given quite a bit of freedom, right? And I think that mixed with Pitso's, winning mentality, the structure of what Pitso built there, mixed with Rulani coming in with the stats and the analytics and the new modern football, I think that's what made them so formidable. That's what made them such a great team, right? So now, just as Rulani was on his own, let's see what Manqoba can do on his own or with Steve by his side, Steven Fohloza by his side. I still want to know what Fohloza's role is in all of this. How does Fohloza supplement this? I know a lot of people have been saying he plays great football. So maybe they're looking at Fohloza the same way they were looking at Manqoba, even though Manqoba won this trophy, funny enough. That maybe he was a very good coach who just didn't have the structure under him. So let's see. But now Manqoba is taking on this role by himself for the first time properly. B Carrot says, what if Sundowns lose today? It's a tough question. It's tough because I don't know if Manqoba was first choice. I don't think Coach Niti was the first choice. Here comes Polokwane. I don't think he was the first choice for this coaching job, and it seemed a little bit rushed. I do think my conspiracy theory is that Sundowns had been ready for this. That's why Kompela could come back so easily. That's why Manqoba was given a new contract or given a new role in the club before being moved into the head coach. But I don't know if he was the guy. And then the other question, Sundowns fans there in the comments, if you can tell me, is Coach Fohloza your coach in waiting? Is he the guy who's going to come in after? Oh, what a ball. Tash, please. Tash! You've been given a chance, Tash. This is now the third mistake he's made inside the box. Oh, Mudiba, what a ball. What a run, actually, as well. Fananom says we need Rainers. Oh, wait. Let me see. Zos says Rulani wasn't a coach. No, I understand. But the difference is that Rulani was inside Sundowns. So Rulani had 1 year, two years of a co-head coach and a head coaching job, but he had been at Sundowns for 12 years. So promoting him from inside, I think he was always being groomed to be the head coach at some point. That's why even Manqoba, having been at Sundowns for such a long time, I think he's not going to do badly in the job. I'm not to say that he's going to be bad, but Fohloza is possibly the first true outsider that has been hired by Mamelodi Sundowns to come and coach in that team, to join the team. The first true. Maybe you could say Kompela as well, because he also was there for a little bit, but he was brought in from outside. But he's the first true outsider to be in that team for over 10 years now. So I think we also have to remember that Sundowns is in a position that they haven't been in for a while. Oh, Shalulile hits the post. That was some nice play. We need Rainers. Yeah, I wanted to speak about Rainers. Look, if that's the type of ball that they're going to be looking for, early ball, in behind the defense, Mudiba playing that ball, Rainers would be perfect for that football. I don't know if he fits normal, quote-unquote, the chameleon way of playing, where you hold the ball and the defense has time to get back. But this Sundowns, with the few times where they've played the ball over the top and in behind the defense, you can tell that Rainers could actually work in this setup. But then the question is, does he come in for Matthews type of thing, or does he come in for Shalulile? And if Shalulile can't get in behind, are his days numbered, that Mamelodi Sundowns, you know? It's also funny to see how Ribeiro's going to fit into a transitioning team. Speak of the devil, here he is. Oh, yes. Eliminates a player. Ball. Goal. Oh! Hey, Mamelodi Shalulile. Ay, Mamelodi Shalulile.
Iskhambi ngaka, iskhambi ngaka hard, iskhambi.
He's hit the post twice in the last 2 minutes. It can't be. It can't be. Onkomo says it was too high for him. Yeah, it was too high for Matthews. Agent says it was a risky tackle. It was. They might have even given that one. And the Nom says, yes, False will be the next coach. Okay. How do you feel about that, Fananom? How do Sundowns fans feel about Romain Foltz coming in? Or are you also like us watching Impella? We saw him at Gallants, we saw him at Amazulu. But there's something about him, because even at Amazulu, if I remember correctly, Babzungu wanted to make him the technical director. He offered him the technical director job before Khoza left. So there's something there. They love him. And also he seems to be a Mangoba hire. Mangoba spoke very highly about him. Look at that. Hi, Bamloile. Did somebody rub something on those posts? Agent. I don't want to say the name. It'll depend on the style of play of the team they're playing against. Shasha is an asset. Okay. Muhumi says, still early, but the fact that Downs is entering the box often and creating those chances. That's true. I think I see the box play. I just don't see the build-up of it, you know? But it does seem that, oh, what a ball. Hi, guys, Sundowns. Like, no, don't get me wrong. Like, even there, it looks great in the final third. I think the front three is going to have the time of their lives. It's just getting the ball up to them. That might be an issue. But so far, I really do like the front play.
It's like dancing.
Yeah, it's basically dancing with the ball. It's exciting though.
That front play is exciting. Oh, selfish. Oh, save Onyango. Selfish. That Polokwane player was selfish. Who is that? Cole Alexander. Why didn't he play the ball back across? No, it's not Cole Alexander. Cole Alexander tried to play the next ball. All he needed to do was to cut it back. That's all he needed to do. Man. And if they don't take those chances, man. Oh. I don't know, man. The Sundowns defense.
He's not Nick Shaw.
I don't know, man. Okay, here they come. I'd love to see Tembazwana in those tight spaces. Tembazwana on the bench. The benches for both teams. You have Baloi, Maswasani. You have Tlolane, Apolis, Ntamane, Chabalala, Ndlovu, Bwire. So Apolis is not even on the pitch. You have Mamelodi Sundowns where there's February, Kekana, Morena, Nku, Mkulise, Zwane, Mapena, Masego, and Mayema. Ready here. Cole Alexander's an attacking player. I'm getting messages in the group. I don't know why I'm getting messages in the group. It was Kambala, ne? Let's see. Sorry. Let's see. As long as we bake him for 5 years, he can be fine. I can be deadly as the season progresses. His profile is promising, OT. Goal. Finally, goal. Oh. Hi, guys. What's happening up front? His profile is promising, OT. The guy is Rulani, but who is not cocky. Onkomo says Sundowns looks like so changed. They're rushing. What do you think of Matthews? He's got... I think he's the player, one of the players for this scheme or the way that they're trying to set up here. But he's rushing, as Onkomo said. Oh, bafana! What is happening with the Sundowns team?
Bafana, man. What?
Wahib says he's going to say 3-1 to Sundowns. Hey! Let's happy Sundowns, man. Like, if they can just get their counters right. Look up. Play Cole, Alex. Marakambala, do you only come alive when it's Chiefs? Do you only come alive when it's Chiefs? 3 years since he did what he did. How many years? Almost 4 years since he did what he did. Apolis needs to come on. If Apolis got those 2 balls over there on the side, maybe you see something. Mara, this guy, hey guys, I don't think we'll score on these posts. Agent, until Lucas Muripa, I say alone. You're the ones who are supposed to be, man, doing things there. Doing things on the post. Mokwena? Oh, good one. Hey, Shasha was waiting for that one. They're rushing to score. You need to be calm. You guys are going to be living. That life that Kevin Johnson was saying every day at Kaizer Chiefs. We need to be calmer. Sundowns are trying to figure things out. Figure out what the manager wants to do, says Wahib. Asap Shembe says Mangoba ball is going to be a problem this season. If they can finish. This feels like the Zwane games, but it's still early. But this feels like when Zwane was at Chiefs and we were entering the box a lot. Marahokora. OT, who would have thought that Kaizer Chiefs fans would sing and rally behind Kambala? The enemy of my enemy is my friend, Pananom. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. I heard the snake is late. Hi, guys. It only goes to Loftus, Agent. It doesn't go to the west of Pretoria. It goes to the east. 23 minutes in, it is 0-0. Mamelodi Sundowns has been attacking quite a bit, but it's been post after hitting the post after hitting the post after hitting the post. Hey, Shem. Maybe Polokwane man did their work before coming here. Who knows? Plus, it's a Sunday. That ball over the top is going to be, I think that's what they're doing. I thought that Mangoba would be playing a more expensive game. I thought that Sundowns would be coming at this game by going wide. But it looks like they're trying to compact that front three and put balls over. There we go. There's the ball again. Is it Tash? Aye, Maratash. Tash. Or maybe Tash is similar to Zwane in the sense that Zwane is an incredible player until it's time to score. You know, he struggles with playing advanced roles where he's like the center forward type player. So maybe that's Tash's issue here. Let's see, what does the bench look like? I guess the only player you could maybe try there is Morena. If you're going to play like that, then maybe Zwane. Morena Nku and Zwane would probably be the best for what they're doing there with Tash. But it is interesting. I'm not going to lie. It is very interesting. Muhumi says Tash needs to wake up before he chows bench. I agree 100%. Tash has been wasteful this game. Has been very wasteful. And I don't know how long they're going to put up with it in the season. But that's the ball. I think that's what they're looking for. And the one thing I'll never understand about the PSL, it's now maybe the 5th or 6th ball that has been played like that into the defense. And it's not being played early where you can say that, or so early where you can say that the defense of Polokwane is being caught off because of a high line. It's really because they're not talking. And what really gets to me about PSL teams is that you'll see something 5, 6, 7, 8 times, but you're not going to remedy it. Is nobody talking? Look at where Peter Shalulile is standing. And then look at where the run comes from Tash and the other guys. They need to start talking and communicating. You can't keep breaking the line. It doesn't make sense. They're not seeing it. Matthews has been poor in the final third. I just want to make sure that YouTube is running fine. Oh, Nabi. Yeah, Nabi's in the stands. I saw Nabi. I saw Mandla Niggas sitting with Bo. Coach man, Hugo Bruce. Oh, Nabi is there. Man, he's doing some scouting. He's checking out some players. Or is he watching maybe a team that he would have wanted to take over? Let me behave. Let me behave. 27 minutes, it is still 0-0. Sundowns has had by far the lion's share of chances here. They just haven't been able to take them. I think Polokwane City, there is some spaces there. And if, is it Mashikinya was still with Polokwane City and maybe Apolis was on the pitch, I think they take advantage of those chances where they've caught Sundowns napping. I think the key so far to beating Mamelodi Sundowns, well, not beating them, but where you'll get your best chances is when they start pushing more people forward. So if you look at what they're doing, they're committing so many players forward and they're leaving basically 3 at the back with Kutsia lining up as like a third center back in defense, right? And I don't know if Lebusa has enough pace. Oh, Kutsia lining up as a third center back. I don't know if Lebusa has the space to cover, and I don't know if Mashiko has the confidence to cover. So the 2 or 3 times that Polokwane City has gotten through, I think they may be 1 pass away from making a difference. But I mean, Kambala's playing wide on the left. Cole Alexander is playing an advanced role. I don't know how much creativity they will have in order to take advantage of some of those things. Also, did you see Sundowns looping the ball? We always tried under Rulani. He was welcoming after all. Do you know what's funny? Agent? Like, I understood what Rulani was trying to do. But the issue is that with the chameleon, by the time they wanted to play that ball, the defense was basically in their box. So if you see, the place where they're playing this ball is just outside the big box. It's around that, in line with that, the circle at the top of the box. They're playing it there, and it's not coming from wide. So Rulani's football was that he played wide, and then he tried find the corridor in between the defense and the goalkeeper, but with a whipped ball. And they'd never whip that ball. They'd always loop it. Now it's coming from central. The ball has been coming from Allende. It's been coming from Modiba. And they're making like diagonal runs in behind the defenses. So it's interesting. Something we spoke about during the Manchester Sundowns, that we understand the idea of how they're trying to do it, Mara. The execution of it, was very different. Like, I think if Rulani's football was the hard and low ball whipped into that place where if anybody touches the ball, it goes in, it makes sense. Look at how they're not talking that defense at Polokwane. But let's see. I think that's one of the tactics that Ukosh Mangoba is deploying. I wonder how that's going to work versus a low block, like a proper low block. It's in the league. It's 0-0. You're playing at Loftus versus, I don't know, Royal AM, Richards Bay, and they're like, you know what, we're shutting the door now. I wonder how that's going to play out there. And Toko says, how's the game so far? Sundowns is dominating. Polokwane City has had maybe 2 or 3 looks at goal getting into the box, but Sundowns has entered that box, I'd say 10 times maybe, and if not for Tash's wastefulness up to this point, I think they would be up to it. Mara, remonstration. Now you're catching yellow cards for remonstrating, Jay. Mara Ribeiro. Relaxa, boy. Relaxa. Relaxa, boy. Why are you pushing people? Mara. Getting into it there with Unkaki. He needs to calm down, man. Hey, Mike. Welcome, legend. How are you? I guess it was a concoction of ideas. Mara, remember we had this conversation, Agent. We had this convo where we spoke about the chameleon. When it became predictable, we all knew what they were trying to do. And latent games that go wide, and that there was a pass that they were looking for, but they weren't finding that space in order to play that specific pass. At least with Mangoba's one now, it's compact. They're trying to dink it more centrally. But again, I think my only worry is the build-up play. Like, how do they get to that point? That's the only unclear thing right now. Sereno left his temper with Ribeiro, now says Umuhumi. Mudisa says, give this jersey number 10. Is the 10 going to his head? What number was he last time? Mudisa. Hi man, welcome Mudisa, welcome. I'm good. How are you doing? Okay guys, remember halftime? I'm gonna open up and let some people in and we can have a conversation. Then if we can get to 10,000, I'll make it 10,000 likes. If we can get 10,000 likes, then in the second half, I'll keep it open and we'll just keep talking. You access it via multi-guest, where you click on multi-guest, I let you in, we have a conversation. If you're on YouTube, feel free to come on over to TikTok, jump in and let's have a convo about what's happening here. Used to weigh 11 yesterday. We are 33 minutes in. It is still 0-0. Yeah, I want to see Apolis come onto the pitch. I think Apolis could do a little bit better with those runs that Kambala got. Yeah, you see, look at how everybody goes forward. Well, they push a lot of players forward. Oh, hey, they're getting reckless. Polokwane. Mudau, more specifically, is playing very high. Nkwali, how are you doing? Rumilelo says, do you think Coach Mangoba fancies Lodge? Who will play on the right wing, Lodge, Masego, or Matthews? On the left wing, Rumilelo, I think Lodge is actually the perfect player for what Tash has been doing this game. Actually, I think Lodge finishes a lot of those chances. Part of the problem with the left-hand side of Mamelodi Sundowns last season was that it was most of the time dead. And when Rulani did try to use it, you'd see a Masego there or maybe Nku, and they were more direct on the left-hand side, going back to what we're speaking about with Agent. very wide on the left-hand side if it's Masego Nku, but if it's Themba Zwane, you have no left-hand side, and Mudiba would be the one pushing forward. I think Lodge would be incredible with this setup and with this, this ball over the top that they're trying to play. Very late ball over the top. Okay, keep the ball. Support. There we go. I wonder why Apolis is benching. Let me see what's happening on YouTube. Vuyo says we're waiting for the big game. Which big game, Vuyo? Tell me which big game you're waiting for. I want to see how Masego's going to play in this game. Well, I thought that Masego would be a much more Mangoba type player when we were thinking that Mangoba would be a width coach. It doesn't seem to be that way. We still have to see how Themba Zwane fits into this team, where he's going to play, how he's going to use him. So, yeah, we still have very interesting times ahead. Mazola said Apolis is joining a team from Algeria. Maratiz, don't you play him? Don't you play him here? If you can get a result versus Sundowns, I think it's all the better for all the teams, for any team. But also, to be fair, you look for life after. There we go. Where was that ball to? Oh, Nkwe tried to save that ball. What do you guys think of the people who are leaving and going to Algeria? Algeria, Tunisia, Morocco. There's a lot of players that are exiting that way. How do we feel about that? Is it good for their careers? Do you think that that gives them a little bit more forward movement? I mean, we have Kemankana Mokwena who joined Esperance. We have Mayo. Which team did Mayo join? I just dropped my memory there. How do we feel about it? We've often spoken about players maybe loving South Africa a bit too much and sticking around even when they don't need to, when they have to take steps. But are these the correct steps? Is that the place where you go if you want to enter Europe? Will you be stuck in Africa? How much of that is a good thing? Mudisa says it's good for them because they're more exposed to scouts from Saudi. But then do we want Saudi? Can we have a real conversation about Saudi? Is Saudi that good of a place to land for South African players in particular? So if you're a young up-and-coming player, if they've scouted you, or if you did very well, does Saudi benefit you in a way? Like, where does Mokwena go from here? Mayo went to RS Berkane. Yes, RS Berkane, the team that beat Pirates a couple of years ago, Confed final. When Manza Nigazi, watching the game, was the head coach with Fadlu. Murisa says more money for them personally. Also, you're taking it from the financial view. Okay. I don't know, man. General says, if you look, it's mostly players wanted by Chiefs. For me, it's just a compromise move, not for soccer. So then what role should the agents be playing here? Are they all just making money moves? Who's making moves with the players in mind? Oh. Just wide. From Ushasha. Sorry. But it's a great combo to have because we also spoke about the coaches. Remember how we were talking about coaches and why our South African coaches are not going overseas, especially the ones that are unwanted. You think about your Dan dancers. who's always getting moved left, right, and center. You think about, I don't know, your coach Tinklers, your coach Hans. How come they don't want to go to these other African countries? You know, we're seeing Coach Fadlu leading the way at Tanzania. I believe he's coaching Simba. We're seeing Rulani at Wydad. But how come we don't see that much movement that side? And is that a good career move as well? So if you think about Belouizdad, it's Belouizdad. If you think about Coach Rulani, how good of a move is it to go to Morocco? And will that benefit him going forward? GT says, look at our 57 fans. Shem, you showed up, Shem. You showed up. This must happen more. If there's one team that deserves to have all of the fans watching them, it is Mamelodi Sundowns. Okay, back to the game. We're 5 minutes away from half time. Look, they haven't set the game on fire. Like, Mamelodi Sundowns is dominating and they've created chances, but they're not very, how do I put it, fluid. It's a lot of breakdowns from the game that is harming Polokwane. Why are you following him? Counter quickly. Oh, they hold on to the ball so much. There's Rivaldo Kutsia doing a lot more defensive work than what he did under Urulani. Rivaldo Kutsia was the first port of call, the first playmaker in the team. He'd be the guy that brings up the ball, plays with Williams. But I guess to give benefit of the doubt for the first game, Onyango is in goal, and I don't think Onyango is as comfortable as Williams would be. So maybe that role has been taken away from Kutsia. And if you have Mudiba also playing in the middle, with Allende also there, with Ribeiro dropping back, who can also play the ball, there's no need too much for Ribeiro in the way that Mamelodi Sundowns is structured right now. So he's going to see a lot more defensive work there from the back. Too far. The spaces are too far. Kambala needs Apolis. Apolis is on the bench. I would love him to come in. Murisa says, I don't like how Polokwane is just sitting back. Well, Coach Puti did say that they're going to spend the first 15 minutes sitting back. I imagine they don't want to concede a goal right now. Can you imagine conceding a goal in a critical phase of the game? They always say critical phases. 5 minutes from the beginning, 5 to 10 minutes from the beginning of the game, 5 to 10 minutes before halftime, 5 to 10 minutes after halftime, 5 to 10 minutes before the 90. You don't want to be doing too much at these times, because that's where Mamelodi Sundowns usually punishes teams, especially late in the game, or the old Mamelodi Sundowns, Mokwena's Sundowns. So let's see. Ausintabi. Lekai Ausintabi. Prasem says Lord Kambala is quality. Mara Prasem, he needs to look up, man. He needs to look up and find the passes a bit more. Here we go. They really are looking for that pass. They really are looking for that pass. Okay, 43 minutes in. We're just going to find out how much time has been added on. So yeah, I don't blame Polokwane City for sitting back, eh? I want to see how they react in the second half. Should this stay at 0-0? At some point, you have to start playing. We saw it with Supersport versus Pirates. And when Supersport actually started playing, like, it was too late. It was the time where they were behind, I believe it was. And that opened up the spaces for Pirates to actually attack them. Should it be a normal PSL game, I think Supersport would have just shut the door. right? So I want to see how much Polokwane City would want to win this game in the second half. Hey, man. But the low block is there, man. Oh, overpulled. 1 minute added on. Let's see. Sundowns are funny, giving Polokwane City confidence on the ball. Mara, last number 83. Did you want 1,000 passes? Prasem says, I know some people don't like him. Listen. Leave Kambala. Don't talk about Kambala here. We don't talk about Kambala. What do you think Mokwena agreed the contract extension? What happened to overseas offers? They've been speaking for weeks, though. I think this has been months. His agent came out and even spoke about how he's been trying to push the team. There was a bit of frustration for him to get signed. At the end of the day, age was always going to be the problem with Mokwena. Maybe going overseas or getting the right deal overseas. Age is the big issue. So rather stay at the team that you know. They're quite ambitious. You get to play CAF. You get to play Champions League football. Next year is the Club World Cup. Maybe if the right offer comes, that protects the team as well. But we are at halftime. Okay. Guys, please remember, first come, first serve. I'm going to open up the lines now. Please feel free to request by pressing the button at the bottom of your screen. That has to do with multi-guest. And then I will let you in and we can have a conversation about what we've seen here. If I can just get my graphics proper. Okay, let's use here. Let's have a conversation with the people that are here about what we are seeing. Remember, you have to be following me to jump in. Agent, how are you, my brother?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good. Agent Mangoba Paul. Well, now I know we watched some of the friendlies, but we are now watching it in competitive football. How do you feel about the first half?
Let me say I'm impressed, and I'm surprised there's no echo. So I don't know if you can hear me because there's no echo.
I can hear you perfectly. They're updated.
Okay. Firstly, let me say, I have to admit I was wrong about Mudiba playing as a 10 in the group. I think he's the Tambas one. Okay, this is strange. I'm used to hearing my voice, but anyways, I'm sorry. I think he's the Tambas one that we never knew we had. I'm very impressed. And with the Mangoba ball, I think I would love to see the heat map of the two teams in comparison to last season with the Cameroon football. Because I think with the Cameroon football, our heat map mostly showed around, I think, our half. And with Mangoba, I think the build-up is in the opposition half. So before the half, I don't think you see much of what is happening with Sundowns. You just have to see the ball in the other opposition half. That's when you start to see the intricate passes between Allende, Mudiba, and the front three especially. And I think that suits the players that we have. Firstly, it's our goalkeeper, Onyango, because I think he's not been required to play the ball from the back.
Hey, he almost did something there.
He tried something funny, but he has not been required to do that,
Yeah.
And a player like Mashego, I've seen the best of Mashego because Mashego was not good on the ball. He just good at running and covering the distance. So I've seen the best of him. Shaduli is not being required to go outside and invert and do all those fancy things. So I think we're seeing the best of Shaduli also. So I think it's helping a lot of players there. But the flip side of it is, I think you would know that there's a direct relationship between speed and scoring goals. The more speedy the player is, the more chances that he misses. The slower a player is, the more chances he scores because he's more calm.
Don't throw shade to Priest. Don't throw shade to Priest, please.
So I think there's where you get a problem that yes, our play is quick, but that means you don't complete enough chances.
So then tell me, how do you feel about the build-up? Because under Rulani, it was very intricate. Williams, give the ball to Kutie, who give the ball to Aubry, and then 1,000 passes. But right now, because we've got so many players that maybe are more traditional, we're not seeing too much of that build-up. But, the game becomes exciting when they get into the final third. How do you think that's going to play out throughout the season if you come up against a defense that's playing a low block?
I think I would love to see it maybe when we have a Williams back, because I think he's one that likes to hold on the ball. I would like to see what happens when you have Ozwane back, because he likes to hold on the ball more.
Yeah.
So I think those two are key to. I think someone mentioned it. I think it was Trix in the group. Fantani said some guys delay the ball at Sundowns. So I think when you have those two, maybe it will change a bit. But I'm loving it. As long as we are proactive in that final third, we are keeping. It's not like we're playing tam football or haram football or Pirates football. We are still keeping possession, So yeah, I'm good.
Pirates football, agent. Let me bring you Kumo. Kumo, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm frustrated. And yourself?
Hey man, frustrated. Why are you frustrated, Kumo?
6-0 engele yona hona byanong ntlhalohanya ka mo thi yo nkeneletsa re kes what like yo man. No.
So are you enjoying life under Mangoba?
It's still too early to tell, but I can see hore kuna difference nyana wa ntlhalohanya. Especially going forward, I mean, like, look at the chances that we are creating. As much as we have possession and passings and whatnot, but like on a good day, or if we had a Haaland, even a Nunes or Mesa, at least we could have scored. Right? Like, you know what's so frustrating me? Because we know who Tashik Matthews was brought in as like a cover or replacement for Ribeiro and Shalulile. Even he himself who has adopted to their your style of play, which is to miss. I mean, like Shalulile, I get this at the bata, I log up, or I can speed this amongst the limits. Because every time I what a goal post to a Kalohang, because the play is there. I wonder in this instance, we can't really blame Manova and say, nah, we miss Rulani, we miss Camilo, we miss helicopter. Because, guys, more as a problem, ya coach, as a problem, ya our play. Difference score, Arishuti Pila with power, with precision. Mudi Balena, he's been wonderful, like probably one, like my player of the match so far. He had a clear chance. Enyaka fela like Mbonzi, Mohatse, Wabona, Spaitunyana, Wabona. Matthews, he's so nonchalant, Umborile, Hekinahana Shalulile, Kamolele Ribeiro. We're some acrobatic chance, mara nosna speed, nosna venom. We're doing everything right, but to score, man.
So then, Kubo, you speak about Matthews being maybe a secondary player. Who would you put there, seeing as now the way that they've been playing in the first half? Who's there to finish for Mamelodi Sundowns then? Who would you put in?
Haaland. Okay, Arnaud for Kadala. I get a wish list. So for now, our most consistent player finisher, ne?
Yeah.
Tshwane. And I want to roll ahead like well, can I take it like Arna striker? Because my Benala like attack Kamara he's just gonna out the crowd. And score. So we need strike desperately so before to one.
Okay, I'm gonna come back. Let me bring in Chakaranda. Chakaranda, welcome to the show. How are you, my brother?
Tauti.
How are you, Chakaranda? Team now is back.
Yeah, Marai. Hey, he's back, Marai.
What do you think? What do you think of the first half?
Mangoba was a little bit cocky, man. Got commenting and that's a high to say we're gonna be playing attacking football, attacking football, or I'm not yet convinced, Mr. Oti. I'm not, because I see the very same formation.
Okay.
I see it. The only difference is that Ratsense Mashi or Ratsensa li Mudiba. Mudiba or Dalla 8 because of Rebele Mayama Koko benching. But if you see it, it's the very same information. And I don't go pele kwa yom kawata kwa. Yom kawata kar beilo li Matthew Sili Shalulili. Ay. But tu wala peleng bali 3 ke ba ko pele. So kam khaba bileng ka teng ke mga yon latela di ball. So bona ra na player ro yo latela di ball mo le. Ah ba tsitse ka mapele.
O teng kutsia kere.
Mara ko tse o dala kae? O dala 4-5 li busa. O dala kae? Mr. Uti. Eh? But let's give it let's see the second half and maybe we not I want right. Formation ngari yang ayusanya because now I'm starting to believe for 4,000 ngari kena na irang di squad selection it's a preseason.
I'm gonna come back. No, there's a question I'm gonna ask you when I come back. How's Javi?
Dumelang ka phale ya tiko mo dumela.
Ow.
I see that.
Re shebelletse lona mo kapo khona re ntse re tauwe tracker.
September.
We bona jwa game how's Javi bara.
Abdo ti next sabone next ibla ke bona re shebelletse Sundowns real. Ha ke na puo.
Maetsa ba go botse rulani.
Amani ko re wa tseba mo ke a bona re ya season ena e qala o tla dube ha ebe ke bona balanso ke bona ka re ntse re sebelletse ntho maihlo mehlaselela kwa hesu kwana ya qoqqa ke so bone game e tshesanya Sundowns di top dogs.
Hey, Avutari, re ke so ka bana taba ya rona e ata 2 weeks from now mara Avutari but tshwantse ba thabe ka the way mangoba dalang ka ding ka bona ke mo ba shapa di upright every day ha ba attacker ke mo ba shapa di pale fela
bona ba ni ka shemara hai ya hana.
Okay,
and then na ke happy ha ka be season e go bapalwa tje ai le rona hona le mentse re tlo tswa teng ke a dumela.
Okay. Agent, agent, win this game for me. For both teams. How does Sundowns win this game? How does Polokwane win this game? According to you.
I beg to differ with my fellow Sundawanas here. I think we're seeing much quicker play. I don't see the helicopter. Helicopter at 72% possession. We've hit the target 3 times. Not just the target, but the whole work. But anyways, someone said this. Why dead Sundowns somewhere a branch? But onto the game, I think I would take out Matthews and bring in Omaseko, surprisingly on my side, or even Moran, one of the two for Matthews. I'm still in love with the shape. I don't think I want to bring in Zwane. Maybe around the 70th minute, if Gavin scored a goal, that's when maybe I can bring in Uzwani. But right now, I'm happy with the shape. I'm happy with the play. As for Polokwane City, I think it's an obvious substitution. You just have to bring in our police because I think he can attack this line. Because I think Kotie and Libus are very slow. So I think if you can pin someone who is very quick, he can finish those balls. So I think a police in for Polokwane City, and then for me, Umaseko or Umorena. Yeah.
Score prediction?
I think 2-0. Sundowns.
Okay. Kumo, win this game for me from both sides. How should the two teams approach the second half in order to win this?
And for the record, I actually agree, the agent. Yes, I'm not gonna call him double Kajiko. So Wawana, so far so good, ne? Like I said before earlier, is because of our finishing, ne? So what I would like to see, ne, if we aren't changing any personnel in the first 10-15 minutes, continue to what areas are. This time areas are full intense. Make them make mistakes in the boxes. So I want like when you get a chance, instead of passing, doom, find, you know, maybe the what you call this, the keeper, I get a pause because like it's not make sure Lena happen. I want to echo happen agent statement. We saw Hore. There's a reason why a police is on the bench, and judging from what we see, and actually. Barakawa down the transition because of the fast, because you know I mean like hello so I think Banyaka or frustrate in order for back into their speedy attackers and a police once he gets going Hashem I want Marifra 2 before Roba Sharp but yeah Morena or someone Martamba's one definitely okay 2-0
Oh, no. Tembazwane, definitely. So you bring in Tembazwane. Just finish that point, come on.
Definitely, because like he's our most composed finisher currently.
Yeah, that's scary. But it's fine. Let me go to Jacaranda. Jacaranda, how do these two teams win this game? What should they do? What should your team do? What should Polokwane do?
I think aren't Mr. Uti. Let's take out Mache. Let's take out Mache on that number 8 road. Let's put in Uneo.
Okay.
Just to link up no Alende and Mokwena. Because I don't see Mokwena. I don't see Mokwena at all. So let's put in number 8 way to our real number 8. And let's shift let's take out Tesh. Let's give Tesh maybe 10 minutes and take him out after. And tell Shaluli to go on the side and also Ribeiro and maybe Uzwani. But we can't always depend on Zwani, guys. We need another number 10. I don't know who. Or maybe let's leave. Let's not put in Uzwani. Let's take out Tesh and put in this young boy, Umabe.
Okay.
Because we can't depend on Uzwani every time. And Polokwane City, a police, I don't know why Bamfage pension that guy. I don't know why they put a police a pension. I think they just put in because apparently he's the best footballer in Polokwane City squad. So they must just bring in because I don't see them play. I just see them being defensive. They want to catch us on a counter, maybe a lucky goal. That's all that I see from Polokwane City. So my score prediction, I'll go with 1-0.
1-0. Why are you shaking, my brother? Don't shake, my brother. Don't shake. Don't cut it.
Just don't make sure.
Asentabi, Uchilore, we don't see Sundowns Eretseban. By it's a Murabai Chinche came in.
Hey, Abduchi, Horabachin, Chakapabachin, Atla winner this game. Utrai Twala fella Calfono because of how Shaba Shangri Safo sits the gold Winyana Tangata, Transetla Medembe Jimotu Fats. Maraheya Zama, Polokwane City, honestly. Abata, we have a Kababa so like Baba Tori first half. Mona retro extra time. Marana Nanexa expecta en an letting football from the champion of big boys, but we own all the fats.
Sirring scores the time, wait, what I fell like came in.
It's about one nil, but I can say it having quick Polokwane Sundowns Bara. It's about only 1-0. I can say about the Kucho Kaizer Chiefs. Ochom, you want to season in I drop about not clapper votan, like so I could do Melori. Pirates like about clapper votan, like Batu Tabisa di Ratsaka Hana. Mara, I have a Sundowns is for. I.
Maraba, pasan sana ba ko ay lamang mo ba kaya?
Maramang mo ba sa lanzali teng how na magile nga ya tenga chifta size ba mo try la jwa. Ba mo try yetsi.
Le ba itse high grade ke re ne ba tsore ke high grade ka rona.
Ke bona fela re mathandi thabeng kwane re batlang ho tryela motho le bona mango ba sa le bana le yena all these years. Ha ona ba mo tryela jwa.
Re tsana se tabi.
I'm talking try pele ngwa tlisa ka beng ba lefatshe.
Ay, Asentabi. Thank you, Asentabi. Guys, if we can get to 10,000 likes, I'll keep it open and you can jump in and we can carry on having these conversations. You saw how nice it is, 10,000 likes, and I'll keep it open and we'll have a conversation. What's interesting is that I'm looking at Mamelodi Sundowns fans and there's a mixed bag of reactions. This feels a little bit like when Rulani started out and he was doing chameleons and people were wishing for the diamond that Sundowns used to play, and that was giving people 5 and 6 nils, right? I think what happened to Mamelodi Sundowns is that they took that and went the completely other way, and they played it safe, and it was 1-0, and it was ugly wins, but control wins. And now we're in the middle because we're not unsure what the Sundowns team wants to do. What's very interesting for me watching the first half is that there's so many combo players who maybe are going to have a little bit of a tough time under Mangoba. You know, what's Kutsia's role now that he no longer builds the ball up? Or he doesn't seem to be building up the ball. What does Kutsia do? You know, when we're asking him, or when Sundowns asking him to be a pure defender, right? Mudiba's having fun in the middle. It's all great, but it's funny. People are now asking for Mokwena, who we don't normally see. But Mokwena has never been asked to play the ball, right? So how does he adapt his game? Because now we've seen him out wide on the left most of the time when they're building up. So how does he adapt his game? Then we're going to see the front three. You know, Tash, I don't think Tash is used to coming free centrally. He's used to getting the ball a little bit wide and being the guy who plays the ball. And you think about how he has connected with Abu Moren. Now he's got the goals looking at him and he needs to show, you know, striker's instincts, putting the ball down, scoring, right? That is the tough thing to do. So I think we're going to see a lot of the players trying to adapt to a new type of football. What's really nice about what Sundowns is doing is that the final third play is amazing. They come alive. And they've figured out that Polokwane's defense is a little bit in 6s and 7s. So they play the ball just behind them for one of the runs coming in. Polokwane, one of the runs coming in. So I want to see how this game develops. Mangoba had made it seem as though there was going to be it was going to be rock and roll, man. It was going to be hard rock. Well, what was it? What Klopp used to call his football. We haven't quite seen an intensity to their play up to this point, but it does create chances once they cross and get into the final third. It does create quite a few chances. So that can be a little bit exciting going forward. I think where Tash is playing, they're going to need somebody who's going to be able to come in and finish those balls. Looking at this defense, if you look at the players that are there, I don't think Ku's the type of finisher that you need there. I don't think Masego is the type of finisher that you need there. I don't think Zwane is the type of finisher that you need there if you're going to start playing that football. In terms of Polokwane City, they've had 2 or 3 chances where they've caught Sundowns on transition. Sundowns' defense right now is slow, right? If you're leaving Kutsia, if you're leaving Lebusa there, they're pretty slow. And there comes a time where Mudau is committed all the way up on the right-hand side. You have Umashiko also pushing up quite far on the left-hand side. So that leaves a back 2 that can be exploited. If not for Lord Kambala not looking up at certain places, there was a ball where he got into the box, could have played it back across, but he tried to take the shot. There was a time where there was a run being made inside by Cole Alexander, and he carried on pushing the ball forward up to a point where, you know, the defense had recovered. If you have a smarter player there, or have some smarter play there, not to say that Kambala's not smart, but if you have some smarter play there, you take advantage of Sundowns. I think the big thing that we're going to see here is, will Sundowns' defense be a little bit more open to be exploited now that the structure of that team has changed a little bit in the way that they play and they defend, right? I don't think they're going to be building up the balls that much, but Agent, I think it was, made a very good point that Williams is not on the pitch, so maybe that's what's changing their play. But I think Polokwane can get something out of this game if Apolis can come onto the pitch and Apolis can play up, can play a little bit higher there and, you know, take on the Sundowns defense. I think that's where Sundowns will have a little bit of an issue. Would have loved to see Mashikinya on the pitch for these type of games. But anyway, let me see who is here in the comments, guys. I said 10,000. So we've crossed 10,000. If you want to come in and just have a minute, just tell me what you're thinking about the game. Feel free to jump on. Press the button at the bottom of the screen that says multi-guest. I'll let you in and we'll have a convo. Let me catch up with some of these comments. Sundowns should take out Mashiko, introduce him Shishi, and Mudiba to play his position. Love to see the opposition coaches at the stadium. I saw Nabi there, taking some early notes on the opposition there. I'm loving Mudiba playing there. I won't mind even CAF final playing Mudiba over Zwane. Ooh, that's interesting. Polokwane City should introduce Apolis on the sub, the left wing guy. He's on a yellow. Put Mapena on and Morena. Guys, are you making those subs to try play the ball more? Is that going to be the motivation for bringing those guys on? Because I think I'm enjoying watching Mamelodi Sundowns' forward play. I'm enjoying watching them actually playing balls in behind and maybe struggling only to finish. Are you guys really craving the 1,000-pass football again and holding the ball for a while and doing those type of things? And, you know, are you guys missing the chameleon, basically? Shalulile is going to score 2, says Ukutso. Onkomo says Ntabi's shaking. Polokwane City playing much better, says Umukone. It was interesting to hear from the Sundowns fans because it does sound like, man.
Bathi nukusheka ngesulu njalo. Oh, kakaze. What kakaze? Oh, kakaze. Why you kakazeling, my brother? Relax.
Okay, here comes Polokwane City on the attack. I asked the question first half, what Polokwane City are we going to see in the second half? And I guess they're more attacking in this half, but they should be very wary of a Sundowns transition. 53 minutes in, we are at 0-0. Quite a half in terms of chances that have been created and made. Let's see what they can do in the second half as they play. Kuto says possession of the ball to suffocate the opponents and they won't have energy. Says Ukuto. Kuto, you want to suffocate them so they don't have energy. Guys, in the league, even in this game, I would just say low block then. How much of the suffocating is going to work? And you won't be able to rotate the ball back in your side because your players aren't comfortable. The guys there aren't necessarily the most comfortable players with the ball at their feet. Oh, it's going to be very interesting to see how Mangoba ball is taken by you guys. Wahib says Sundowns is not sure on, is Sundowns now not sure of how to score goals? Again, I think the build-up is more problem than the final third play. What happens if I don't want to engage you and there's no space in behind? How are you going to make those runs? How are you going to get the ball up into the final third? That, I think, is going to be the most interesting question for this. The score is 0-0. Malume Kutz, it's 0-0. Fananom says we will win OT. We're not kakazeling. Okay. Don't kakazel. Cruiser says the game is dull. But they play rugby now. Hey, you guys are the worst, eh? Guys, remember, feel free to jump in. If you have not followed, please follow. We have crossed my threshold. I asked for 10,000 likes. So if you want to make, if you want to comment on the game, and you can just follow me and then click on multi-guest, bottom of your screen, and jump in. Let's have a convo. Corner to Mamelodi Sundowns. Oh. We still haven't seen Apolis come onto the pitch. I am very worried for this Polokwane team if Apolis is not there. Tulufela says they are color for now. Kuto says Mangoba Paul is more of a downgrade as compared to Pep Mokwena Paul. I wonder when you said Pep, when you added Pep Mokwena. You know, the past few weeks on the normal show, I asked a very simple question. when we were talking about who's under the most pressure this season. I asked, do you guys rate Mangoba as first team coach, or are you guys looking at him as a guy, a caretaker who's holding on just to see out maybe this season so you can bring in a proper coach? Kari, you guys aren't feeling him. Ramabau and Dlamini have been taken off the pitch, and in comes Apolis and Taman. Oh, Kutsia's going to be in trouble now. Kutsia's going to be in trouble. Are these players thinking about CAF or Rulani, says Wahib? Hey, you guys. Kutsia says, Nango Apolis. Apolis is on the pitch. Let's see. Kodani says, I foresee an upset here. Sundowns will regret those first half missed chances. Tulufelo says, I send some Johnson 2.0. Super says, they take success for granted. Kari, you guys are hoping for Sundowns to lose. It sounds like you guys are hoping for Sundowns to lose the game here. People are calling this Calvin Johnson ball. Yay! Okay, Tembazwane is getting ready to be introduced here. What can he do that's going to change anything in this game? It's going to be interesting to see who he comes on for. I think the main person you'd be looking at is Tash on the left-hand side forward position, or you try take off maybe a Mokwena. But I'm assuming it's going to be Tash. But if Tash comes off, you're no longer going to be looking for those balls in behind. I don't think Zwane is going to want to play that football. He's going to try to drop back. Interesting. Let's see how this change is going to, what effect this change is going to have. Tease says Sundowns are struggling with goals towards the end of last season. Nothing has changed. Kuzo says this Sundowns team is lacking their usual identity and hunger. Josh says number 1 struggling against number 8. If Sundowns wins this one, hopefully Pirates can get them in the semi-final. Yeah, Tash. Yeah, Tash is coming off. We're seeing the end of season chameleon starting to show. Shane says Polokwane will win by 1 goal. And geez, I think the low block changed things for Mamelodi Sundowns. I think teams started to realize that maybe we don't need a win versus Sundowns. Let's try frustrate them and sit back. They're going to have the ball. They're going to play it. They're going to be all fancy. Oh, here we go. Apolis. Oh, Kutsie. Oh, hey. You see, they can't play out from the back. They're not as comfortable anymore. 59 minutes in. Oh. Polokwane City inside the box. Shot. Okay. Tame shot there at the end. Tame shot there at the end.
Bafana, man. Wow.
Super says the longer this game goes, the better odds for Polokwane. And Polokwane is still one here. I'm so interested to see where Zwane is going to pop up. Colin Kampala, great work for City, says Prasem. Kahiso says, Mr. OT, just watch Kampala and Apolis. Let's see. I've also been wanting Apolis to come into the pitch. Let's see. Village Boy says Downs will win, but it won't be simple. Oh, it's going to be somebody slipping in the box. Is that what you're telling me? Pella, there's no Mendieta anymore. There's no Mendieta to come in and save the game. Late goals. You will see the change now, says Van den Nom. Austin Tabi's laughing. What are you laughing at? Austin Tabu so the fellow says extra time. It could go to extra time. Who knows? In the words of Austin Tabi, if the smaller team scores first, we'll see a game. I just don't trust Polokwane City's defensive communication. They panic. They panic. Village Boy says, I see a red card loading to Rise. Prasem says they're waiting to score the penalty, these ones. You're telling me that's what Mara Prasem, why are you guys so salty? The Chiefs, Shalulile converted those first half chances. Maybe we would see the Sundowns we know. Oh, Warren, there's going to be a lot of games this season that are not going to work out the way that you guys, Sundowns wants them to work out as. What's going to happen then? Oh, long ball. Are we seeing the helicopter come out? Are we seeing the helicopter? But it was only one. Let's see. Guys, add 45 to whatever my timer says, and you've got the time. I'm waiting to see the new striker from Sundowns. Oh, salesman. The salesman. The hope is killing us, as Wahib. Police what's man? Kuto says. What's Polokwane's defense. Polokwane's defense. Get on your bike, boy. Police, get on your bike, boy. Get on your bike, boy. He's not going to get there. Ah, yee. I told you guys about the pace of the defense. The worry is the defense. Marapolis. Hi, Apolis.
Bafana, man. Wow.
It's not the same with Dennis Onyango in goal. It's not the same. He doesn't sweep a keep as well as Williams. How does February play? How come they don't trust him? I'm sorry to say, I see a painful 1-0 against Sundowns, says Warren. It's the transition. The quicker your transition versus this Sundowns defense, the better. If I was Mangoba, I would put Kekana in at some point here. Kekana would need to come on. Libusa needs to come off. One of the two, Libusa or Kutsia. At least Kutsia can play the ball out, but one of them needs to come off. Oh, straight in the face. Ow. Yes, man, it's live. It's live. The score is live. The time's live. Everything is live. Just add 45. That's why it says second half there at the top. Just add 45 minutes and you have the time. Right now, 64th. Hey, Apolis panicked there, man. Hi, Apolis panicked there. Let's see. Cruiser says, I hate it when fans get excited about new signings, forgetting that every coach has a different way of play or style of play. Last number says they are rusty in the final third. Kuto says, but Mangoba loves Libusa so much. Malume Kuto says, it's still tough. It's still tough. It's still tough. How's in Tabi? How's in Tabi?
ne ke botsa fela gore sana le Sundowns ka mo ke bona ba fuwe platform hore let's take over, guys. It's Masandawana ka boyelo ka bo 7.
Hubima. Matshwana le Pirates.
Ba hana o tlella stage. Rona re thotse ma Chiefs ba ratse ba re phomotse. That's why re ituletse batho kwana ba file chance.
Babuse ba kope o se taburu ba kene ka bane le nna ke maketse.
Guys, are you still alive? Mo meleleng teng bathong. Ho tsala. Ka boyelo.
Padutiso. How's in Tabi ba so? Mo ba lente.
Batho ba kuma. Re go bana stage sa lona, guys. Rona re tlo ibona gale ampe game. Stage sa lona rona re tlo dula fatshe. Tlwellang panel. Masandawana.
Hi, re tla bona if ba tlo kena all the time.
Haka ba thola score goal ka bana panel na itlala in 2 minutes o ka bana no tsena ba o be hampi mo nyuluwang rona for better and worse rona ga dumela re amvela re e ya makhosi ga tlala mo paneleng nyuluwang ke batho
Hey, husband time. Tarabond. Bamintse. My doctor with the stethoscope on the field says agent. Awesome time. Kusa says the Sundowns team is not make sure. Wow.
bathi ukusheka ngesulu njalo
Khakhaze.
Why you kakazeling, my brother? Relax.
We are cruising nicely.
That's not the one I wanted.
La penis kalena. Uale na bo penika. Do penidi shatot.
Let's go Penika Masandawana. Let's go Penika. Yeah, how many times did you have games under Coach Rulani that went 0-0 for a very long time? Let's go Penika, man. Agent, my brother. Hey. Why are people shaky?
I started shaking before the game. Now my heart is pumping in reverse. Man. And I can imagine how it becomes at Morape now, because I know my fans, when it comes this time, they panic, so I won't be surprised if there's cheering and booing and everything now. But for me, I still believe, like I said, if you look at what is happening now, we have created less chances, we have had less box entries, we have reverted back to the old system. That's why for me personally, when you're taking out Matthews, you're bringing in Umarayana to keep up the same intensity, the same speed. You know, now our ball is a bit slow, and easily predictable. So I don't know.
So then tell me. Let's look to the league. You're gonna get this situation where a team is going to sit back, commit 5 or 6 players into defense, and say, how are you gonna break it? Because it seems the answer is now. It looks like you guys are going back to what Rulani was trying to do. Oh, there's the goal.
Yeah.
Oh, guys. Anyway.
No, man.
How are you guys going to fix this? How are you guys? Because now, for example, we spoke about Tashrik Matthews not being able to finish. You bring on Tembazwane, like I said, if you bring him on, you're going to start playing with the ball more. It's not going to be more attack. But if you look at the bench, there isn't a player who can, play that role Tash was playing a bit better. What's going to happen, Agent?
I guess that's why Reynas is coming in. As I said, Reynas is now making sense to us, Hopefully, Umaseko now, I think maybe now there's the chance to take out, what is this guy's name? Umaseko in probably for Oshadulile, because I think Shaduli is wasted now. But with the bigger grand scheme of things, I don't know. The solution lies in being patient. But like I said, if we can have more of this vertical passes, more of this penetration passes, more of these vertical passes, and more intensity, we will get there. So, but yeah.
As you say that Morena is getting ready to get onto the pitch with Mayema.
That was supposed to be a substitution. That was supposed to happen before Ozwane. I know we love Zwane. I know I'm going to get stick for this, but for the sake of intensity, we need those players first, But let's see. Maybe time will judge me differently. Let's see in the next 20 minutes. I'll be back. Let me disappear.
Okay. Disappear. Okay, look. It's interesting. Mudiba's coming off, and King Morena's come onto the pitch. Mayama's come off the pitch. They've taken off Mudau. So it seems like Morena's going to occupy the space that Mudau was playing at. And Mayema is just coming in to be an extra number in the attack. This seems a little bit like the kitchen sink. And if they throw in the kitchen sink, it really takes one ball from Polokwane City to Apolis. I don't want to see Apolis anywhere near the Polokwane defense. He just must be ready to run. Here comes the crosses that we used to see under Coach Rulani. Remember what I said, Agent, when I was speaking now before halftime? Well, after halftime. What Coach Rulani used to do, and one of the problems with Coach Rulani, especially versus the low blocker, especially at some times in the game towards the end of the season, was that they'd go wide and they'd play this looping ball in. They're looking for these looping balls, and that ball is going to Ribeiro. He's not very strong with his head. If it does get through, it's going to Zwane. He's not very strong with his head. It's looking for Shalulile, but Shalulile would be sitting behind, in between two defenders, and they'd carry on doing that. Ki helicopter, guys. Ki helicopter. Is that the answer? And if it is the answer, Mendieta's gone. The guy who used to finish the helicopter last minute crosses was Mendieta. He's gone. What are they going to prove here? Now you've got Miami on the pitch with Zwane on top of Allende. Guys, but let's see. Maybe they can steal something at the end. But with Apolis, I don't want to see Apolis anywhere near the box. His sole job is to be the pressure release valve. We win the ball back, you hit it up, you chase. Kutsi and Lebusa are slow. And now that Khuliso Mdau is not there, and we're assuming that maybe Morena is going to be taking up more of an attacking position now, late in the game, just attack them using Apolis. Anyway, Kaizer Chiefs is not relaxed. They're hoping for the worst. Guys, now we know our fate. There we go. That's the ball. Just release that. Don't commit too many people forward. Be as direct as possible. Get into the box. Wait, I don't like you guys bringing your right backs and all those people into play. Now you have to get back because the transition is going to be. Okay, if Sundowns lose, they must fire Mangoba again, says Kutso. Guys. Kaizer is laughing. Kutso says there's Masego. Mudi says, why don't you think Mangoba should keep the old system? The old system, the system, Rulani, for me, was an African system, African game system. It's the system that's played in Africa, ultra conservative. You hold the ball, and then you wait for a mistake. If you look at the losses Sundowns had in the Champions League, a lot of them, they wait for a mistake, then they pounce on you. Very rarely do you face a team that's going to face you face up and hit you hard. The problem is that approach works in African games because at some point you have to start attacking. So at some point, ES Tunis started doing some things, right, that start opening up. Maybe you can get away with it in this game where it's a cup game and you need to get some wins. But in the PSL, there's a lot of teams that will just park the bus and just keep the bus there and take their 0-0 and go home. I think that's where it was failing. It was starting to fail, the chameleon. That some teams just went, oh, that's all we need to do. Here comes the transition. Come back. Hi, guys. Yo. That's why you have to hurt them. Let's see, since when are Sundowns FC meaning FC? Hey. Guys, things happen, guys. My brother Paris is waiting, and if they can't make it, well, let's see. Wafa Sundowns. Alice Mashaba says Polokwane City will score via counter-attacks. Village Boy says there might be management reshuffling early if Sundowns don't win this one. Malume Kutso says score. The score's 0-0. Malume Kutso, 75 minutes in. Carl says Masandawana in it for the long term. Here we go. Can somebody shoot or something? Oh, Polokwane's defense. I don't trust them. The N6, I don't trust them. There's a man who was standing right in between them and nobody was picking him up. Nicole Shandu says it's not looking good.
La penis kalena. Rualena wa penika. The peniki shatut.
Hey, long day, long life.
Oh, long game, long day, long life today. Sundowns is skating on thin ice, says Uku. So they're skating on thin ice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, a criticism I had of Rulani's system. You have so many ball-playing players, and what started happening was they would all start lining up as though they were all strikers. So they'd all start lining up, waiting for a ball that would never come. And when they're waiting for that ball, so you have 4 defenders, and you have 3 players standing like this next to them, in between them. Now, it makes sense if you have a Mendieta, you have a tall striker, you have a good finisher of balls played in, right? Standing like this. But if that ball goes through, is Zwane finishing that ball? I don't think so. Are some of those players on the pitch finishing that ball? I don't think so. And the one major thing you take away from them when you start playing this game is that your best ball players are now lining up there. So Themba Zwane is now essentially a striker who's waiting for the ball. And then you have to do this. Watch. We're going to go back. Look, turn back around and have to play it to one of the guys who are in the midfield waiting for the ball. And then you cycle it back around, and you cycle it back around, and you cycle it back around. Against a low block, what happens? Against a low block, what happens there? So that was one of the things that was killing Mamelodi Sundowns. Let the players come back then. Why bring on all these ball players if they're all going to stand up front and just wait for the ball? Ribeiro was one of the best players in the first half because he could drop in and, beat a player and do all that stuff. How effective is he when he's standing on the line? How effective is Themba Zwane when he's standing on the line? Look. So essentially, you've got 4 players who are non-factors in how you're going to play. 4 players. Well, look at the box right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the box right now. People you expect to be playing the ball. Maybe breaking down the low block through quick passes. Touches, 1 touches through, in and through. Anyway, Sundowns is finished, says Gary. Cruiser says enjoy penalties. Last number says Allender is done. Masego needs to get in there now. Prasem said they said last week they scored 8 goals. Prasem. Super Sfuba says game situation is very good for Polokwane, not under any real pressure. Yeah. They just need, I think at this point Sundowns just needs to turn up the volume. And they're not turning up the volume enough. For credit, to their credit, when they started getting into these places during the games, they would just pressure the other team to death. Polokwane City is just aiming on one mistake. But they also need to be careful. They also need to be careful. I said earlier on, Sundowns is also waiting for one mistake. When you start sitting back and allowing Sundowns to come in, yes, their play might not be good, but these are the times where a defender slips. These are the times where somebody loses concentration, and then it becomes an issue. That's what Sundowns is waiting for. Mokwena is playing out of position, too much ball players. But they're giving him the responsibility of carrying a ball. Mokwena can't carry a ball, guys. Mokwena can't play that football. His sole job in the Sundowns midfield, or at least under Rulani, was to be cover and support for the ball players. Should they lose the ball, there's somebody in the middle who's doing the dirty work. Him and Kutsia would do the dirty work, or him and Zungu would do the dirty work. He's not a ball player. It's only 1 goal, says Alson Tabi. Sulofelo says a lot is going on. Fananom says the game is boring now. Here comes Masego. We've asked for him. Here he comes on for Shalulile. I want to see if they do go to extra time, how interesting extra time is going to be and what the two teams are going to play as. Oh. Yeah, play the ball. Thank you. Play the ball with each other. Come on. It's not rocket science. Stop crossing this thing when you have very good technical players. Oh, oh, oh. Oh. Oh, red card, Onyango. That's a red card, Onyango. Sundowns down to 10 men. Ding, ding. Sundowns down to 10 men. Onyango came out and handled the ball. Again, just pass it across. Just pass it across. That's all you need to do. Pass it across and score your goal. Decision making 101. Chauke. But anyway, red card, Onyango. Ding ding. Oh.
I see the coach.
Malobukuso says, lol, with Masego in and Allender out and keep Shalile so he can receive those crosses. Exactly last number. LS says, I said it. Onkomo says, yes, he's officially something. Village Boy says, now it's Gabon. Tulufelo says, Bapeniska. Bapeniska for real.
bathi nukusheka ngesulu njalo
Oh, khakhazela.
Wakakasela, wakakasela. Why you kakaseling, my brother? Relax.
10 past 4. Kagiso Crazy T says, no, I just want to see a game. Agent, my brother, Heban.
A wise man once said, Zia Kala is going to speak.
Wait, I've got it, wait.
Zia Kala and Zigu loudspeaker. And I couldn't do it off. Couldn't do it off.
Is it happening or is it me?
The thing that's off is somebody who's catching. Oh, Lebusa goalkeeper. Hey, agent.
Oh, did we finish our subs?
Agent. Yeah. Okay, tell me about this last period. How do you think this game is going to end, and how does it look if you go to extra time right now?
No, firstly, how many subs have we made? I think that's the first thing, because
it's done.
Because
I think you made all of them. I think it's all of them.
Because the game might end. Yeah, with this free kick. Let's talk after this free kick. Firstly, I think Abudukuzu have to clarify this. What's happening?
Keban. Guys, please mute.
But I think firstly, what's happening now?
Mudise, wait up, hang on, Mudise, I'm coming.
The excitement here is too much, but may my enemies be disappointed. But I think the thing is, firstly, from a technical point of view, the number one, the player with a 1 on his back has got a red card. So I don't think he's supposed to use Onyango's goalkeeper, but I stand to be corrected. Abudukuzu there, I was spot on. That's the first thing. But again, this is Polokwane City is to win here with this 5 minutes with a player as a keeper, you know. Yeah. But again, for me, we lost the game by bringing in Ozwan. I know people don't want to disagree with me, but that's where I feel like we lost the game. In that sense, because we lost the intensity, we lost that sharpness, we lost everything in that transition. But again, MTN has never loved us, eh? So people shouldn't pretend that darling won MTN 8. He has never won MTN 8. So may the white dead Sundowns brigade keep quiet. So it's not a train smash.
Okay, let's see. Kuba.
No goal. Mara guys, ke Polokwane City, Ahly. Like, what were you guys expecting? Are being honest. No, but let's be honest. Like, why did Onyangwa play? He's old, man. He's a legend. They were moving rolling yana yok batamato go standing like Jumia High. Oh, the Marigamango. Man, can't you when will February a great chance for real? He's supposed to take us to this. We've got younger, capable goalkeepers. Even though Wadu Kamara, that's how you learn. Honestly, my bra, as a Sundowns fan, I've been disappointed on many occasions. Even if we lose this one, I'm always gonna look for the brighter side, barking silver lining, in the sense of like there's three more less games to play. Maybe we can focus on CAF. The league is ours, obviously. Maybe try get Nedbank or something, one. But man, young boy game me level. I have to agree with my agent. The Tempos one was the necessary change that we needed. Yes, intensity like I think Marotu was not good. So Tempos one there's always a chance here goal. You know what he does. Offer everything, all rounder. I say what have like the palafela body limb So here guy extra play me. What's one a dog? Whether 9 or 80, Polokwane City I take as much as it should. We're on the 11-1%, which is our police. And Lena, what's one our Lena, Anna Hay, take his pity fella, Anna composure, our corner of liar. Even though we are men down, I see us winning.
Okay, cool. Let's see how it plays out. Oh, I've lost Mongezi, I've lost Murise. I think, guys, it should be simple at this point for Polokwane City. Just take shots and put them on target. That's all you need to do in the last minute to steal this game. Just take shots, make crosses, put Livusa under pressure. They shouldn't wait for extra time because they might just be hurt in extra time as well. Take shots. Stop being so king. So they're still trying to be intricate, man, and play balls like that. But anyway.
Ziyakhala and Ziku loudspeaker and I couldn't do it off. I no couldn't do it off. I Ziyakhala get much. I Ziyakhala get much.
Prasem, kupuwe Polokwane man. Una li player ko goalkeeper. Banse badlala ball.
Ona quality.
Quality for what? Shooter. Look, they're about to concede, chap. Coach. Anyway, Prasem, sorry about that. Prasem, we won a one game.
No, never seen a good Zana was. Don't want to make a good Zana Marology way. No, man. No comment on Johan. This guy coach nearly 10 years, more than 10 years experience as coach. Mara replace all the players. Pack up game, like really. This guy is an amateur. No. How can you do that? As a league in play. No, this coach no.
Coach Arona. Now coach Arona.
I'm disappointed.
Okay. Okay, sharp. Hey, Prasem. What else Prasem when he comes in? Tembazwane, what did I say about it? What did I say about if you bring in Tembazwane, we know Tembazwane can't finish. Same as Matthews. Guys, just shoot. Polokwane City. Guys, Polokwane City is so frustrating. So frustrating. You've had 5 minutes of game time. You know that Lebusa's not good with high balls. He's probably not good with high balls. You know that he's a player that is playing inside there. Why? Anyway, let me see. I said before, Polokwane City is slowly getting too comfortable on the ball, says last number. Chauke wasted chance after chance after chance after chance. Hey, King P. Look at what happened there with Lebusa coming out and not knowing what the ball is. Just pump the ball in. You have one job. Just one job. And they almost conceded. Aye, guys. Guys. Polokwane City are not serious. Tulupela, they're not serious, man. They're not serious. You have a free kick. They've just changed the keeper. You take it, you shoot it over. You just need to get it on target. That's all. That's all. You don't even need power in some cases. Just on target. Look at Sundowns. Look at Sundowns showing urgency. They could score here. Carl says they can't wait for penalties. Mangoba's way is so golden arrow. Sundowns are not even scary, says King B. Kesera says we are fully Sundowns achieve. No, Yazi, Seda, my problem is that common sense must win. In games, common sense must win. They're down to 10 men. They've changed goalkeeper. Lebusa's goalkeeper. You haven't shot. You know, Mamelodi Sundowns. You take out Shalulile. You take out all those people, and you start crossing the ball. You put in all the ball players. Your ball players are becoming strikers. Even though you had a striker on the pitch, your only guy who could maybe get on the end of those crosses, he's not playing. Now Mokwena is forced to play the ball. You look at Polokwane City. Polokwane City, you've had Apolis on this pitch for almost the entire second half. You've only ever released him once or twice. Look at how high that Sundowns defense is right now. You've seen that all of the chances you've created up to this point, or the times you've looked dangerous, have been when you've been able to play the ball over. What do? They go wide. What do? So sometimes I wonder about the common sense of our PSL teams that are Marakai. This is logic here. In the 10 minutes that Lebusa has been a goalkeeper, he should have faced 5 shots. 5 shots, 5 crosses. But they play the ball. They're trying to... A team that has not built the ball all game long is now trying to play passes in order to build it. They're now trying to go wide and play cutbacks in. Guys. But anyway. Another red card loading. The whole of SA is behind Polokwane City, but we will still win. I'm not even behind Polokwane City. I just want to see a game, man. SSC says, how is Apolis playing? I just arrived. He started brightly when he came on, but then he hasn't been there. GT says, Pela Sundowns can score now, La Swaba. Percy says, Sundowns will be able to sub Lebusa in extra time. That's why I'm like, exactly, Percy. Then if they can sub him, why is Polokwane? Look at Polokwane City right now. Look at them. Look at how they play. Then they're going to wonder when they lose. Sundowns will be able to sub Lebusa extra time, says Percy. Alson Tabi says the dream. It's a dream. Polokwane is too relaxed and it's going to end in tears, says last number. King B says Apolis should be using his speed to make the breakaways and help Chauke, but they don't think that way. That's what's frustrating me, King B. That's literally what's frustrating me right now. Sundowns is still leaving 2 players at the back. And, well, 3 players at the back, but you're not taking advantage. It's going into extra time. Guys, extra time, referee's time has finished. Our normal time is finished. We're going into extra time. So extra time is to follow. Let me just get my things right here. We're going into extra time. So guys, let me hear from you guys. Jump in. Let's have a conversation about what we are seeing over here. I'm sorry, just getting this right. We have reached full time in the quarterfinal, MTN 8 quarterfinal. I'm being told in the comments that they can bring people on. So let's see if Lebusa basically survived. Guys, press the button at the bottom of the screen that says multi-guest so that I can let you in and let's have a conversation. Polokwane is not serious, says user 7422. Last number says Polokwane City fumbled. Agent. What a fumble, man. Aye, what a fumble.
We have Tablo League court.
Aye, what a fumble.
But I don't get how you have a player, in as much as a player can be good as a keeper, granted, but he's not going to have the same jump, he's not going to have the same reading ability. So I don't get how you don't put enough crosses, how you don't put in long shots on target. Like any shot on target, I was going to feel that it was going to be a goal. You know, like, just shoot on target. You just see a space, just shoot.
That's all
and
you
Whereas Sundowns didn't change the style of play. We didn't sit back all of a sudden. We started to attack also. You know, like, I don't get it, but it is PSL for you. And our enemies are disappointed.
So then, agent, let's look into extra time now. How do you think extra time is going to play out with this Polokwane team? Because I'm sure Sundowns will be feeling themselves knowing that Jody February is in now. Are they going to continue attacking, or are you waiting out extra time? How should the two teams approach this extra time period?
I think we need to bring in, obviously, Jody for Lebusa, and I think now we need to bring in Kulisi for Alende, because I think we still have 2 extra subs. So I think we need to bring them in so that we can increase the intensity, you know, and more, because I think Kulise, Alende, we have Murena, we have Omaseko, we can be threatening, because I think now Polokwane City might be tempted to say, guys, let's go for it now. You know, this is a team shot, you know. I get we are kind of slagging City off, but sometimes we have to know that, yes, they're professionals, yes, they're everything, but sometimes you need that.
Sorry about that. Sometimes you need that, agent?
Oops. There's still an echo there from sometimes you need a coach. Sometimes you need a coach to tell you guys, no, guys, let's tactically switch this, do this. You know, I know we expect players to know this, but sometimes when your coaches can switch things around, maybe they're gonna come better on Polokwane City side. You know, and again, I don't know how you're gonna do it. I don't know if you're gonna drop Otebo and Okoti there in the defense, because I think, again, it's one of those where we are like, is a police that committed into the game, you know, because he knows he has to go. So was it useful getting him in? I don't know. But the police that I know will be threatening with Tebza and Kutsi as a centre back. But I think we do need Mkhulisi for Alende, and Jody obviously for Lebusa. But yeah.
Okay. Let's see how it's gonna pan out. We're getting ready to go into extra time. I just want to let some people in so that at least it doesn't interrupt the guys who are talking. ASAP Chambe, how are you, my brother?
Abaxolise bamlande futhi abacela bo. Hey, Highline is costly. Highline, yeah, with the lack of pace we have, like remove.
Yeah.
This was costly. Highline. Should have wrapped this up in the first half. This game didn't need to go to extra time. We're gonna, mhlampe yikho ke badinga ikram ke yikho bamlanda because babona ukuthi up front we don't have umuntu olifal. But I'm disappointed ukuthi go extra time. But let's see, maybe the football gods are on our side.
What should they do? What should they do in this extra time period? Both teams.
Polokwane, I think it's obvious. They should be attacking. There's no need to still sit back. I think maybe they just got stuck into that nasty habit. But this is Polokwane's to lose.
Okay. For time, let me bring in Village Boy. Village Boy, how are you? Village Boy in the black. You can just
Yes,
unmute
sir.
them.
Yes, sir.
There we
Yes,
go.
sir. Look,
Welcome. Yes.
what I can say is that like Polokwane City will lose the game, but the problem with Polokwane City is that like I think the midfield of Polokwane City, there's nobody that can supply to Police. Police can go back and go those balls there. When he get to the 18 areas, he end up being tired. Remember, just like look at Chauke. When Chauke runs, nobody that he can supply to Chauke. When you look at Sundowns will win this game. But the problem with Sundowns, they might go to the penalties, but I don't think so.
Hey, hang on. Sorry about that village boy.
That's fine. They won't even see the penalties here. I think even the yellow card, I mean the red card might be there also to Polokwane City. Polokwane City. Because you can see now, whenever they get the pressure, they end up maybe losing the focus themselves.
Okay.
So you can see that like I don't think like they will win this game, but they got the opportunity. I don't think they will use it.
Okay. Let me bring in Elson Tabi. How Polokwane?
Abtoti ko Polokwane mona ne fuwe Christmas ka be no tjena na go sa le mona I would create 2 goals wa Polokwane ya boga man I khona.
Papi Christmas. Elson Tabi.
Ah ba fuwe ene le Christmas ne tla me be no tjena ri mona di extra timing.
Tsone ba dale jwan game ena jwanong. Aba kena go extra time ba etse jwan.
Ke bona khona dikhathi di tlotswa ka mo go ba se ba dlala ka teng ha o sa dlalwa bolo mona o so dlalwa batho fela jwale Sundowns se tlo hafula ba bone ba sia mang wetsang a khona di tlang di red card.
Okay. Elson Tabi. Ba batla di penalty. Sonse Elson Tabi Sundowns e etseng yon. While I have you.
What's back today can net up to I'm so disappointed. Ha ke bone ke shebeletse Sundowns honestly. Ha ke ba bone ba etsa next and the player ntse le tsona ha ke tsebe jalo wa na kae.
Hey, okay, Elson Tabi. Okay, re ke kenye Hausa. For nako Hausa.
Nimxosheleni urulani siyagula. Nimxosheleni. You know what, Mr. Uti, man.
Hey.
This team looks so different. I don't want to lie. It doesn't feel like the Sundowns that we know.
Yeah.
But I'm not here to say much. But you know, when they say that the ball is in your court, that's literally up to Polokwane City. At this point, it started off as a saying, like, they should win. But then now that the favor is in Polokwane City's hand, like a red card, they must start now. They should now start focusing on attacking, you know, because now that there's an actual goalkeeper in, it's gonna give Sundowns that momentum, you know. It's gonna give Sundowns that momentum. They should have covered during the 5-10 minutes period of no goalkeeper. My man, this is the thing about quality again. You know, you can have all the advantages, but if you don't have the quality to finish the job, it comes back to bite you. I wouldn't be surprised if Sundowns won, but if this is how they're gonna play during the league, so I might give it to Pirates, that new title. Give it to Pirates already.
Okay.
Yeah, if this is how they're gonna play.
Pirates. For time's sake, I'm just gonna go to 014. We'll speak again at the end. 014, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
I'm good in yourself.
I'm frustrated. 014, hi man. But anyway, how do you feel about this game?
Sundowns too. I like the fact that, you know, a lot hasn't changed. You know, let me not talk too much. They're playing good attacking football. They're just not clinical, and it's very disappointing. They must score these goals. You know, they're creating so many beautiful chances, simple chances, and they're not scoring. You know, there's not a lot to complain about, really, if you're looking at it holistically. They must score, you know, and it's very disappointing to see such a good side. You know, I'm a Pirates fan, and it's disappointing to see a good side not do the good things, you know. And as for Polokwane, they need to now go into that mid block, because I can see that defensively, as much as they are holding on those passes, those small spaces, they're closing everyone in. There's still no real structure there, you know. And Sundowns has just been failing to capitalize on those big pockets. You see, I'm saying big pockets. So for Polokwane, take the advantage, play the mid block, push the balls forward, not helicopter football, lay it down, you're going to score. They might even win it. It won't be that surprising if they do. But for Sundowns, they must just balance it out. Try to balance it out. They have the quality to do it. So
then a quick question. Is low block the answer? From what we're seeing, I know it's early.
Yeah.
But is low block the answer still versus Sundowns?
For Polokwane? No, they must push a bit higher. Hence, I'm saying the mid block, not too down. They have the opportunity to go up, but I get what defensively. They have too many big pockets to go too high. They have too many pockets that Sundowns are gonna take advantage of. I'm telling you.
And then during the season, is low block the answer from what you're seeing? Pella, we are seeing this 0-0 here.
Yes.
Sundowns.
Yes, if they can defend against Sundowns, they must do it. They must be a cheaper. They must defend.
Okay. Let me bring in Malume Kuzo. Malume Kuzo, welcome to the show. How are you?
Mr. Utsimnandi kunjani?
Yeah, you're right, man. What's happening here?
Look, Mr. Uti, I haven't watched the game as much, right? However, I just want to highlight something. I think the last coach to win EMTN 8 for his Sundowns was actually Uman Ngoba. Not the other guy. So let's relax. Let's not pretend as if he was winning it. The only coach or the last coach to win it for Sundowns was Mangoba Mngqithi when he was a humble head coach, allowing his assistant coach to parade as his equal. You understand? So and another thing, I just want to explain. Agent asked something.
Yeah, I wanted to ask him.
Goalkeeper is only different because he has to be elected.
Okay.
Because of the powers, if I may, or the role that he can actually handle the ball. But he is like any other player. So if you're subbing a defender for a striker, it doesn't matter. You can switch a striker and say, like back in the day, Chiefs would say, Patrick Mayo, humble striker. And then you get your goal. Or Real Madrid will say, Ramos, humble striker. You understand? It is not a sub that you would have to detail, if I may, or capture.
Okay.
It's just a switch of position. So Ulibusta switched to goalkeeper. Not necessarily that he was subbed. He switched from centre back to goalkeeper, and he's allowed to switch again from goalkeeper to centre back.
So can I ask, can this happen anytime? 11v11, and can I take my goalkeeper and make him a defender in the middle of the game, Jeff, for no reason?
Yeah, and it's provided for in the rules.
Okay.
It doesn't count as...
Oh, Malume Kuzo. There he goes. That's our resident, Mr.
No,
there we go.
Yeah, so you can actually sub your goalkeeper. And then I just wanted to add something, just for knowledge purposes. There's something that's new in football that got in July. Speaking of July, I don't know if the PSL knows or the PSL has addressed this. There's something called a concussion sub.
Oh, yes.
So now, after all of those players, after all personnel has been made in all 3 periods, if there's a concussion, and it further states that the ref has no bearing in stating whether there's a concussion or not. If the team doctor says player X is concussed. So if Sundowns was playing dirty, they could have run with that one.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question, please?
Go ahead, Agent.
I think you forgot something that I asked earlier. So, with him taking the Onyango jersey, is it allowed? Because I thought the number 1 has gotten the card in terms of Sundowns.
It's one of those academic issues. He could have taken a jersey that's blank, but he remains number 22. It's one of those academic implications. Some of them will change it to number 100 and Mang, but Libusa is identified. There's no issue there.
Because I meant he was wearing it, but thanks.
Yeah, I get what you mean. It's an academic question more than a practical one.
Okay. Let me go to Zakele. Zakele, welcome to the show. How are you? Zakele? Nazo? What did I say to you guys? What did I say? Mamelodi Sundowns is waiting for a mistake to be made. They're waiting for, this is how they win these games. That's why I don't understand when teams decide to go and defend.
I just got the notification. It's a goal.
It's a
How are you,
goal.
my guy?
Zakele, how are you doing, my brother?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Tell me, what are your thoughts now that Mamelodi Sundowns has gone 1-0 up?
I was just about to say, Polokwane must not make the mistake of opening this game too much because Sundowns still got too much quality in the field to finish them. The only thing that was gonna work for them is to keep their game plan, continue trying to play with counters because they had Sundowns.
So then how do they play the rest of this game? Because, I mean, it's a cup game. They're going to have to go forward. And, you know, it could become 3-0.
They've got no choice now. They cannot sit back because they're already 1-0 down. They might as well lose 3-0 instead of, like, trying to play consecutive.
Okay.
But I think the red card works, did works in the favor of Mamelodi Sundowns because the game was too close.
Yeah.
In the first half, they missed so many chances, like clear-cut chances. So now it was like more and more difficult for them to win the game. So I think the red card was a blessing in disguise because the game was just going to open up. The Polokwane was just going to think they've got Mamelodi Sundowns. Sundowns got enough quality, my guy.
Okay. No, Zakele, thank you so much. Let me go to Agent. Agent, yes, it's a script. It's a script. We've spoken about this script how many times?
May my enemies be disappointed. Whoa.
Yeah. There's a certain animal that showed up. There's a reptile that showed up. Are you saying that?
Yeah, no, I heard it was transported by helicopter, emergency.
What do you think about this?
Yo, you know, it was going to be an injustice to Umangoba, you know, because I could already see the narrative that was building, you know. Because I think we played well first half. Yes, he made tactical errors in the second half, but we played well, you know.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be an injustice for him, so I'm glad that he got the goal. You know, I think that will give him some breathing space because should we lose, because the game is not over, should we lose this, he's going to be under pressure, you know, and I don't think we need that kind of pressure early on. And considering that the next game probably will be 21st, so another preseason, you know, and that would mean the narrative will be elongated for a period of time, you know, so I'm glad, you know, but again, PSL standard, you know, how do you sit back against a team which has 10 men, and how does a team of 10 men dominate you?
No, Agent, here's the big one. Here's the big one I want to ask you, the big statement. Sundowns basically nyatitse Polokwane City by putting Lubusa into goal. You get what they basically told them? They basically told them that, hi guys, we could put in our keeper now. We could. But we're not going to.
No, we didn't have a choice.
What I'm saying is, they could have made the keeper sub right there and there. Right? They could have made it, but according to Malume Kutso's rules...
you mean technically.
According to Malume Kutso's rules, Sundowns looked at it and said, we've got 10 minutes left versus Polokwane City. We can take Libusa and make him a goalkeeper. There's no need for us to rush Jody in.
Yeah, no, technically, yeah, he was right. He was this thing is just, you know, next cross, he just, you know, had Libusa nyana here. And we say he's concussed. Where's Mbala when you need Mbala the most? Because Mbala one touch. No, but again, But anyways, before I go to our game, I wanted to say that no, we want to win our game. If we want to win our game, let's win our game without any benefits, without any cheating, without anything. Unlike other people. But again, I wanted to say this, that I know that the narrative again was going to be that Polokwane City missed an opportunity. And yes, they missed an opportunity. But I don't think we are applauding enough of what the first 85 minutes, they have kept Sundowns at bay. You know, that's why I say the coach is underrated for me. You know, he doesn't speak much. He wears like like I can't say this on national television, but he wears like you know, but he looks lost. But he's technically good. He's one of the best coaches that we have. You know,
Mangobanes in action. Mangobanes in action.
No chance, man.
Agent. No, and guys, I think that's what I'm saying. What we're not realizing here, from what was explained from Malume Kuto as well, speaking about the Libusa and goal sub, is essentially what Sundowns said was, we have a sub in the pocket. We have one. We can make one in order to change the goalkeeper. We could, if we wanted to bring on Jody February right now. But they were like, there's 10 minutes left. Polokwane City is not going to do anything to us right now. So we're going to put Libusa into goal. And I think that's, even Sundowns then saw that as an opportunity to just, you know, put a defender into goal. He puts on the thing, they play, we'll make our sub later on. And Polokwane City didn't take advantage of it. So again, I don't know if you understand. If you understand, is it what, or am I misunderstanding the rule here?
I understand namanga.
Ngitshele ukuthi isebenza kanjani. Isebenza kanjani ngitshele.
No, that's yadlala mdaka baba uyaphosisa. Ngumuntu omdala phela wena, ngumuntu omdala kaqamba mama uyaphosisa. No, bengeke substitute lapha. Remember on cup games, you good league normally this nowadays you've got 5 substitutes. But on cup games, because on extra time you're allowed 6, but on the 6th one you can do it extra time. So by that time, because the game was still in 90 minutes, bengeke bayenze substitution. That's why bayenze extra time.
Okay, no. Thank you. I didn't understand.
No, I see.
I understand.
Oh, no. I mean, again, it's different. Sundowns are different. It's no coach Omush. Rulani, because I can tell you if this team was still coached by Rulani, Polokwane bengeke even one shot on target. That team is poor.
Okay.
Very poor. For a PSL team, no, there's no quality. The only quality that was there is even loved by Kaizer Chiefs supporters today who come by like Pale. The other ones, no, even no, a police way, no, benimemeza. So I think, but also this team, yes, Sundowns and Mhlanje, the way Kalengakon, if it was faced with a quality opponent, maybe your SuperSport, your Cape Town City Pirates, maybe that you base a struggle. But in Jele, Le Polokwane City, I can't know. Even though it's not the Sundowns that we used to, but it's totally no question.
Maravelila, Polokwane City, they had it for themselves to win, Lana, and they couldn't take advantage. Is that a problem in PSL in general? That good guys?
No, there's no quality, including your coach. There's no quality.
No,
there's no quality. No, there's no quality.
Just to shoot.
No, but in this team, there's no quality. You could see they could even come up with a plan, knowing very well good you've got a player who's not a proper goalkeeper. You cannot even shoot one single shot on target. It shows how poor you are. There is no quality. Real professional, they will never let the opportunity like this go away. Because that I can see was in time at the Christmas, Mama Pile early. But no, they didn't capitalize. No, there's no way. There's no quality there.
Okay.
If there was a chance whereby Polokwane City could beat the Sundowns, it was today. But
Maraveli, do you know what? You not made me angry before I let him qualify, but made me more angry. Sundowns goes down to 10 men, Libusa goes into goal. Polokwane City all of a sudden start playing the ball. Bapasan.
Yeah.
But they go wide, Bapasan, and they're finding each other. They're doing fancy things. Akshutiwa. All game, they had 11 players on the pitch. They weren't passing to each other. Now it's
But
time
that's
to
what-
shoot. He lands Alipola Kon.
You see, in that it checks if there was quality in that space of 10 minutes. That's why you need a coach like Gavin, and because I can tell you, SuperSport will go for it. But to show that here there's no quality here, Polokwane.
Agent, very quickly before I let you Nkwali, very quickly, Agent, what did you want to say there?
No, I think we misunderstood. Abutukuso reminded me, we misunderstood in February, and it was rectified and it was adopted by the governing body of FIFA in terms of referees. That outside the normal 5, what we did have an extra substitution, and we have to make those 5 substitutions in 3 instances, right?
Okay.
And we made 4 in 3 instances, so we couldn't make that sub. But what Abutukuso was advocating for was, since we know the rules, we could cheat. We could have cheated, kind of. We could have used like so-called CAF experience in that. In July, it was adopted by AFBA. I don't know if it has been rectified in PSL, but let's assume it is. If a player is concussed, you are allowed to make an extra sub, and another team would also get an extra sub. So what we advocated for, hence I said, if we had Umvala, then you just had Umvala on the head and he gets blood out and he says he's concussed. That was the cheating part of it. Not that we could,
Okay. No, guys, I think we'll clarify it properly, but let me bring in Nkwali. Kwali, welcome to the show. How are you?
But on the last note, ngayijabulela mina le Sundowns anginankinga nayo, ngayijabulela ukuyithola baba ngasipha yona nje. No, I'll be okay with it.
Okay. It's about Kwali, but he's been listening to you guys go back and forth. Kwali, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, my brother, how are you?
I'm good. Kwali. Hey, what a game. What did you see from this game?
No, this one it was for Polokwane, to be honest. I'm the Sundowns fan, but this one was for Polokwane City. And mina into engayisho mfowethu ukuthi iPolokwane no good coach. The only that the coach, I think akanawo ama players are good for yena. The way mina ngimazi ngakhona lo baba. Because each and every time uyi-problem kwamanye ama-team. Ikakhulukazi ku-Sundowns always uyi-problem, but I think abamnikeze enough players ukuthi ama-players are good. Abamnikeze i-chance ukuthi athenge ama-players are good for yena esayidini lakhe. To be honest, u-good coach, uyiyona yonke into i-coach. I don't have a problem nomnqoba. Sisaqala bafowethu. Kumele si-understand ukuthi i-team ibiphethwe ngurulani eqaleni. So ama-players now asafuna ukugaina something from kumnqithi. So let's say le game singasho sithi warm up. This is the warm up, and let's wait for another game and going forward. Myself, I think it's fine. For today, it's good. iPolokwane kumele ikhale ngeside layo, because ibe nayo chance almost 10 minutes. Befande ishaya ipali. Befande ishaya ipali nge 10 minutes. Ulibusa akuyona goalkeeper. Cabanga ukuthi player from the field. But unfortunately azange bayenza lento lofanele bayenza. Bane good coach. Good coach.
So then Kwali,
good lo baba. So ilento engayisubmit for now.
Can I ask you something? Umaloba is your first team coach, or is the caretaking until you get a proper coach, quote unquote?
No. Okay. Mina uManqoba, I trust uManqoba. I trust uManqoba 100%. Ngiyamtrust uManqoba kakhulu. Into engifisayo ku-Sundowns ukuthi bamnikeze i-chance yokuthi ama-players amfunde i-strategy adlala ngaso. I-strategy sakhe nesika-Rulani ngeke sesifane. I-strategy sakhe nesika-Pitso ngeke sesifane. Esakhe noKompela ngeke sesifane. Into engiyijabulela ku-Sundowns, into abazoyenza from now on, ungizwe kahle, and that thing is going to work. Into abazoyiqala manje bazothi Mnqoba, you can play maybe two games. Ulokhujana adlale 2 games. Lento ade benze eqaleni. Now there is no loudspeaker ukuthi no ziyakhala ziku loudspeaker. We have to respect each other. angisho ukuthi mina uRulani lento le yabo uRulani vele ubefana uRulani ubesemncane ubefuna lento le but now let's give uManqoba a chance because mina uManqoba akaze ayithole i good chance why lokho ukuthi kuyadliwa kwenziwa yonke lento lokho akuthona hey ngehle zikula speakers yakhala no it doesn't work like that. Let's work together and push a company with your phambili. That is the thing I can say.
Okay. No, Kwali, thank you so much.
And I want to say,
Kwali, come back. I'll give you a closing. I'll give you the line there. Guys, apologies. It is the 6th sub in the extra time. That was my mistake. Apologies for that. So Sundowns is fine, doing what they're doing. I apologize if I misleaded. Kwali, you wanted to say something there?
No, yeah, something like from my side to you. Just I want to say to my brother, thank you very much for opening this live. Into zebhola. I really appreciate it. Sometimes TV these days we're having problem with TV ways. So I want to say thank you very much. Ilokhu nje nakho ngathi ngaqhubeka ikhuphuke futhi benkulu siyacela ukuthi budi uhlezi njalo usinikeza lo live. Thank you very much my brother.
Thank you my brother. Nani ngiqhubeke nize man. Then we can have more conversations on top.
Thank you my brother. Yeah.
Thank you guys. For those who don't know, I have a normal show Monday to Thursday at 7 p.m. We do the same thing. We are here and we discuss what is happening in our football. So if you have not followed, please follow and you can join me at that time. Chico, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good, Puti Kunjan.
Chico, we won in the game. How was the game for you?
Yeah, no, the game was good. Yeah, the game was good, but I'm noticing that there's a big difference, Manje, to the Sundowns of last season and the Sundowns of this season.
Okay.
I feel to Mangoba, he's not doing bad, but I feel as well, to change the way of playing a team, it takes time for the players to adjust to it. You understand? Yeah. So for me, he's taking a big risk of trying to change completely Sundowns from what it was last season.
Sorry about that. They just had a chance.
Actually, missed a big chance there.
He missed a huge chance.
Yeah, I saw. So I feel like for Umangoba, the way he wants to play, he's more risking now. With Rulani, I hear a lot of fans saying Rulani was playing slow. No, Rulani was not playing slow. It's just that Rulani was not risking with the ball. Whenever it's not on, he would try and circulate and go and find another solution the other side. So with Umangoba, I'm noticing that he's always looking for speed. And that one now is more risky because whenever the opponent intercepts that ball or they win position back, and the Sundowns has committed both fullbacks upfield. So it's going to be a bit of a problem, especially playing against Abu Barrett with Abu Saleng, playing against teams like Captain City that have very technically gifted players. So for me, I'm a bit worried.
And especially if you leave Kutsia and Libusa as your cover, that's going to be a problem.
Exactly. Exactly, my boy. Do you understand? So I feel it's good because he's going forward, he's dynamic, but at the same time, it's leaving a big risk at the back. So, and a lot of coaches, a lot of teams are watching this game and they are busy analyzing. And it's going to be very difficult from the win Bonanga corner for them to maintain that dominance that they had with Coach Rulani.
No. Chico, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me. Okay, guys, we are in the 24th minute of extra time. Sundowns is still leading 1-0, even though Apolis just got a chance in front of the goalkeeper, Ahly won, and he couldn't score.
What bafana, man. What?
Okay, so add 15 minutes to whatever my timer says, and you've got the time. We essentially have 6 minutes left of this game. This is the Sundown script. This was the script from last season. A lot of the games last season, where Sundowns would score late on and just manage the game towards the end. The other teams would now wake up, but it would be too late in the game. So I want to ask the simple, very, very simple question to the PSL teams, and maybe to the people who are watching this right now. Is it possible to beat Sundowns if you just wake up and play fully, right, from the first minute on? We've said here on the show that there's a lot of weaknesses here and there with Sundowns, the left-hand side of their defense was a weakness throughout last season. Can teams go out and win? Look at how Polokwane City is playing right now when they're 1-0 down, and Sundowns is still not playing a back five. Sundowns is they're playing with 10 men, and Polokwane City looks okay. Can we see this more from the teams? And again, when you look at Polokwane City, like I said, it's the script. Sundowns will wait for you to make your mistake. They know that the mistake will come eventually. A defender, I said it before they even scored in the 90. A defender will slip. A defender will a ball will pop up loose. Something will happen. But it's not going to be because Sundowns were the best team right there playing. Sundowns were incredible in the first half. Incredible. But the longer you go about Polokwane City, you need to finish things. Yes, you got a red card, but if you look at that chance, Tauka could have played the ball across. Goal. In the first half, Kambala could have played the ball across. Goal. So if Sundowns does take the league again or does win more games, again, it's not going to be because of, you know, their enterprising play the whole time. It's going to be because these guys make mistakes and don't take their chances too. But you can't say anything about that because Oksala, it's a win. You know, if the game ends like this, Oksala, it's a win. The scoreboard doesn't say we were lucky and there was somebody whose foot, there's somebody whose foot that it hit the ball and this happened, it deflected. Goal, it's a win. But anyway, Corners a goal says, I would Napoleon me, and he says, Apolis, King B says, Sundowns are going to see that letting Rulani go was not a mistake. What I liked about Rulani is the change of tactics during the game, says Umusa. Machawa, welcome, how are you? LS says they were supposed to do this before. They were supposed to play before. They were supposed to play before. Our teams wake up late. See why they don't trust SA coaches. Polokwane City coach is an example. On goal in the first half after a team that wins, and he held the whole preseason with the team, says Lutrolo. Some are forgetting they also won by extra time. Hey, shots fired at Pirates. Teams like Stellies and Cape Town City will be hard to beat for Downs, not to mention Bucks. Well, last number, if you remember correctly, the two teams that actually took the first points, I believe it was, from Sundowns, was Polokwane City and Cape Town City. You could argue that, you know, Sundowns, the fatigue and all that was catching up to them. But the first team to take points was the Polokwane City. Cape Town City also did it, but Cape Town City was a lot more attacking with their approach to it. So you are able, man. But Rulani also struggles against teams that played low block, says Utiz. So it will be interesting. It will be interesting. I did say earlier in the game that, you know, when you play these type of games in the league, a 0-0 will be a 0-0. There's not going to be extra time. Pirates, I said the same thing about the Pirates, that if Supersport and them had met in the league and it was 1-1 going into extra time, it was going to end 1-1. Gavin would have shut the back door. So how much of this type of play in the low block will affect Mamelodi Sundowns going into the season? And will they be able to unlock the doors? I think a lot of tactical mistakes were made during this game that maybe you can't afford to make in the league. And will Sundowns' quality be able to carry them through all of this? Agent says CAF experience. Agent says CAF experience. So I'm asking you guys in the comments, can Sundowns rectify this? They sort of went back to Rulani's late game play later on in the season. DK Lady says, true, Sundowns isn't so great. They don't play well. I agree fully, says DK Lady. Tulani says, what happened? What is the problem? It's 1-0, guys. It's 1-0. Sundowns is winning. Let me see on the other side. Now Polokwane is playing, but again, is Polokwane playing just because Sundowns is sitting back right now? The problem at Sundowns is the inclusion of Steve and Amazulu coach. Why not allow Mangoba to put his own technical staff, says Unkonzo? Apparently, this is his staff. Apparently, Khoza is a choice by Mangoba. There's also a video of him praising Khoza a long time ago. So that was apparently his signing. And apparently also Steve was brought back under his advice. So let's see. Polokwane City is useless, says Samgelo. Yaku Mabunda says Sundowns giving haters false hope. Sundowns will also recognize their mistakes. They will fix it. Big Ego says first game for them. Relax. Oh no, everything I'm saying now is based off of this game. I have said that it's game number 1. At the beginning of the whole show, at the beginning of this whole watch along, I did say that we're going to see a lot of players having to adapt to a new style of play. And I foresee that a lot of the players that were dual role, you're a left back and you're a midfielder, you are a CDM but also a center back, you are a center forward but also a number 10 in the chameleon type of game. That's going to go away. That's going to go away when Mangoba comes in. He's going to play more traditionally. So even that change is going to be interesting because a lot of these players were basically handpicked to play Rulani's football, if that makes sense. So yeah, we'll see them. We'll see them adapt and get better. Muki says Pirates will win the league this season. Kompele Mangoba not good enough for the season, says Umbuaki. Ngosi says the score is going to be 1-1. There's a minute left for it to be 1-1. The way you call false for shows, okay, false, Romain false. Man. I mean, I call Pablo Franco Martin Tshimpi. They're trying hard not to play Rulani ball, and that will be their downfall, says Ndas Number. Ndivu says first game, they will adapt. The solution is to utilize their 10s in order to break the low block. Man, 014, their 10s become 9s. If you've noticed, Mamelodi Sundowns, when they're under pressure, their 10s become 9s. And there's no one actually playing 10. It puts a lot of pressure on mokwena to start playing football, which is not something that they do. Who scored for Sundowns? It was an on goal. Romain fault. Now it's a goal. Let's pray for Polokwane, says Nkosi. Overteam says it's so annoying. It's very annoying. And I think that's what made late stage chameleon a lot weaker. Okay, game over. Mamelodi Sundowns has won. Guys, I'm going to let in 4 people and we're going to say a minute each. Then I'm going to jump off. We will discuss and review and analyze the game properly Monday at 7 p.m. on the normal show. So please, guys, when you come in, please keep it brief, and then we'll go from there. Monday is when we'll sit down and probably analyze the game. Kumo, welcome to the show. How are you, my brother? Welcome back. You got the win. You got the win. A win is a win.
I've been saying Nagarapela. Do you see God? Do you see God? Mara, all I want to say, I'm happy for a win. We were lucky to get a win. The game, our play was not convincing. Mangoba Aramakwatele, he's still a great coach.
He's still
and
new.
I like this win because you know why.
Like a new signing.
Yeah, no, nah, yeah, one sort. Keep on a serious type of like, but yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
This win, I had a controversy. There was no referee's assistance, and a Sandalom fan, or whatever you guys say. But yeah, so let's see. We're gonna meet last 4 semi-final. Hopefully, it's a certain team, and also wait so we can finish them up. I want to level them. But yeah, see you guys. Who group green? Not remember, but others come and
Okay. 014, what are your thoughts about this game?
I'm all down to Downs. Long story short, you can still see that the identity of his Sundowns as a possession-based team is still existent. You know, we've spoken for, I think, the whole season and seasons prior. Sundowns, so gay possession team, they go through the rankings when appointing a coach. The identity is still there. You know, it's still the same Sundowns. It's just that who plays more like what, you know? Yeah. And with Mangoba, we know it's attacking football. And we saw it, and it was good attacking football. Like I said, I'm not a Sundowns fan, Pirates, but I'm confident if they bury their chances, our league title is coming, I'm sure. They're a good side. There's nothing wrong. They have the quality. And then more on Labo Fellow Ricky Bueka Kanyakalu block for the last second. I said that Sundowns really needs to normalize utilizing their 10s. They need to take advantage that they have Ayende. They need to take advantage that they have Lodge. Their 10s need to not be afraid to get into those half spaces, get there, push it and score. You know, that's something that I feel like with Rulani, we used to see it a lot. A team that was too afraid to, you know, score, like do it. You know, they're willing to. It's just that needy. That's how they lost to Esperance. They just don't want to get there, and that frustrates me, especially when you're watching a top side. You know, that's going to be playing in the Club World Cup. But you know, it's a good side, man. I'm telling you, we're still gonna see a lot from Sundowns. Definitely gonna be dominant this season. This is not a fluke at all. This is not a fluke. It's just that they were not clinical. The chances that they had, come on, man. No one creates that many chances in the league. It's beautiful football.
Okay, Ovotin. Okay, before I let Agent in,
Father God, send help. It's tough.
Yeah, Agent. The prayers were heard. Your enemies did not prosper today.
They couldn't. I don't know. That prayer is too powerful.
What did you think of the game?
Because there were enemies from the outside and there were enemies from within. So we had to make sure. No, but a game of two halves. In the sense that first half we saw the so-called new Mangoba football. They call it the crocodile football. And then second half we saw what my brother Shane calls Cocomelon football. You know, so I'm glad that we won the game because I feel like it's gonna give Mangoba time to breathe. And I'm glad that, you know, like Kumo was saying, pretty at the point. No controversy, no invisible hand, no nothing, no cheating anyone, no nothing. We won clean, you know. And what I like again is, you know, it's gonna give Mangoba time to reflect and say, okay, fine, this way gone wrong. If it weren't easy, he's gonna think it's easy. You know, so I'm glad that he's gonna have enough time to reflect on this. And like Hilly, it didn't backfire this time around, so I'm happy. Can't complain.
Okay. No, Agent, thank you so much. This is what I'll say. This is the script. And when a team does something over and over and over again, you stop calling it luck. When it was still 0-0, I spoke about how Sundowns is waiting for a mistake. We saw at the back end of last season, it was a mistake. They reverted back to Cocomelon football, as people call it. The chameleon football towards the end of the season, where they were playing it wide and crossing the ball. They weren't creating that many chances centrally. They had their midfielders, really good midfielders, technical midfielders, playing as though they were strikers, so they missed out on some of the play in the middle, right? But they got the win. And as a win is a win, guys. A win is a win. Whether you played well versus Sundowns or you played badly, in fact, like Agent says, this is going to make Sundowns think, oh, okay, we had our mistakes, we can fix them, but we got our win. And they get to win another game. That's what we know Sundowns to do. And they're probably going to do this in the league. Mangoba and his technical team are probably going to fix this. This is only game one. First competitive game that they've played this year under this coach. So they will be growing pains. When it comes to Polokwane City, you had them. You played well, you were patient, you did everything properly, except for taking your chances when you got forward. If there's a lesson to be learned by other PSL teams, is that, guys, when you get your 3, 4, 5 chances, when Apolis is one-on-one with the goalkeeper, when Chauke is one-on-one with the goalkeeper who's out of his line and out of position, when you've got a chance to play a ball back, we said this, I remember saying this versus Supersport last year when they played versus Supersport. Take your chances. Take them. I think they were gifted a very good chance this game because Sundowns had a lot of chances in the first half where Tashreeq Matthews could not take advantage of the spaces he was given within the box. Then Sundowns gifted them a lot of chances where, like I said, people were one-on-one with goalkeepers. They had a chance for 10 minutes of the last in that first 90 for 10 minutes where they were playing with a player in goal that wasn't a goalkeeper and they could not take advantage. Those are the things that you have to take advantage of when you are given chances versus Mamelodi Sundowns. If you look at the record, it was 1-0 where they were scoring in the 88th minute and doing all that stuff. So they need to wake up. But anyway, guys, The game ended 1-0 to Mamelodi Sundowns. Well done to them to booking a spot into the semi-finals. We'll see if they can right the wrong of last season of not winning this trophy and getting to the final. Maybe they're able to do it this year. As Madume Kuto said, the last player, the last coach to win this trophy for Mamelodi Sundowns was Umanqoba Mngqithi. So I guess that is a very good omen, and he's won it before with the Golden Arrows. So maybe that bodes well for this team. If you have not followed, guys, please follow. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll be back Monday, Thursday, 7 p.m. I'm here, I'm live, and we can have conversations about what we're seeing in the game. Monday is going to be a review show, speaking about what we saw this weekend coming when it comes to the MTN 8. Thank you to everybody that jumped in. Thank you also to... I'm trying to see to Fandenom. Where did my thing go? Yeah, thank you to Fandenom, Tutu, Kahiso, Ausintabi. Thank you for the gifts on this side. And thank you to everybody that watched on YouTube. I'll see you guys then on Monday, tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Let's follow there on YouTube.